0.8 miles down to Denver to play the East Lincoln Mustangs. I'm Dave Potter, as always, along with Scott Tudor, and we welcome you as we get ready for a very important game in the Western Foothills 3A Conference.
Yeah, like you say, this is, it's rivalry week.
You said it correctly.
Did I say it okay? Okay,
yes,
good.
Didn't trip over it like the Heisman House commercial.
But, like you say, North Lincoln's there at the moment in second place with only one loss, whereas East Lincoln has two. And with Statesville battling number one Hickory, we could have a mess with an East Lincoln win tonight. But it should be a great one here on senior night. A little thunder and lightning. We'll have two very different styles of teams, but both very good at what they do. Looking forward to it.
Yes, they are. You've got North Lincoln that runs that option, veer, whatever you want to call it, offense, where they're handing the ball off and daring you to figure out who ended up with it. On the other side, you've got East Lincoln that says, well, we can do both, but we really prefer to throw the ball. And the stats bear it out. East Lincoln has thrown for over 2,000 yards this year. I believe it's 2,084, if I'm remembering the numbers correctly.
I believe you are correct with that.
There we go. But then you've got, on the other side, you've got North Lincoln running for almost 3,000 yards. So 331 yards a game rushing, 43 passing for North Lincoln, 172 rushing and 232 passing, so much more balanced. But they do tend to go a little more on the passing side, and that's where more of their touchdowns have come from.
Well, like you say, Grant Lawless is, obviously going to be one of our key players as we get to it a little bit. But to have 28 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, quarterback rating of 129.8, and he's doing a little bit more even with his legs. So he's doing just a fantastic job running the offense. So it should be, like you say, interesting to see who comes out on top with playing their style.
Yeah, on the other side, you've got Eli Sipe, the quarterback for North Lincoln. He runs their offense very well, but they don't throw it very much. But, boy, when they do, they can get some gaudy numbers because the other team's going, oh, dear God, they're throwing, and they're scrambling to cover somebody. So we've seen where they can really hit the big play. It was Fred T. Ford game we did where they came out and threw a 62-yard touchdown pass on their first possession. And, Ford was just piling everybody in the box. They're going to run, and all of a sudden they throw one over the top. So, like we said, two totally different styles. We'll see which one will come out on top. You're listening to the Stadium Pregame Show brought to you by Full Throttle Power Sports of Lowell. And Lincoln County football is always, this season and last season, is brought to you by our title sponsor, Buckbusters of Lincolnton. So it's one of those games where we just don't know. Last year it was 13-0. North Lincoln won on their home field. If I remember correctly, there was not a lot of offense for East Lincoln.
Yeah, I think East Lincoln had under 100 total yards, if I remember correctly. But I think the difference in that game, was 3 turnovers for East Lincoln and only 1 for North Lincoln. And, of course, that's going to be a key tonight because North Lincoln has put the ball on the ground quite a bit.
Yeah, 20 fumbles. They've lost 15, and then 3 interceptions when they do throw it. That's 18 turnovers in just 9 games. That's 2 a game. Now, granted, 6 or 7 of them, I've seen different numbers, were in the Hickory game alone. So that really inflated their number a bit. But on the other side, you've only got 8 turnovers for East Lincoln, 4 fumbles, 4 interceptions. So they take care of the ball a lot better. So, like we said, we could have North Lincoln safely in second place, probably clinching a home game if they win tonight. If East Lincoln wins and Statesville loses to Hickory as expected, I guess it comes down to RPIs for the figure out who goes in what place and gets home games and all that
stuff.
Like
I say, I always thought it's been a bunch of years since, of course, I was in that position, but a lot of times it was just how the conference broke it down, and then you went to RPI. But obviously RPI is meaning a little bit more with this Max Prep sort of system that they're using. So, it's going to be interesting just to see because it's not only in this conference, it's in a bunch of conferences in our area, how it's going to shake out with the games tonight and, of course, with the extra week next week due to Hurricane Helene. Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see how this thing shakes out. Most of it's just for second place in most of the conferences. But, of course, if down the road in Lincolnton, if something happens there, that could be a 5-way tie.
Yeah,
for first.
We think this conference is a mess for second place. The Catawba Valley 2A is just a zoo. You've got Maiden, Bunker Hill, Lincolnton, West Lincoln, and Bandy's that all could end up. There's a way to do it. They could all end up with 2 losses. And I don't know how you figure out a 5-way tie. That might be the scenario where you get all 5 coaches in a truck stop somewhere flipping coins and like Friday Night Lights. That might be the scenario. Because I don't see that there's any way. They probably even have a way of breaking a 5-way tie.
Yeah, like I said, usually the conference will come up with a system. But and one of them, as you said, that bottom one, whether it's a coin flip or picking out of a hat or picking a card out of a deck of cards or whatever the heck it is all different kind of ways to do it, but we'll just have to wait and see if that ends up with a 5-way.
And we won't know in that conference for sure, possibly as late as Saturday, November 9th, because one of the makeup games for Helene is not next Friday night, it's next Saturday. It's at East Burke. I believe it's Bandy's, or is it Bunker Hill? It's one of those two. I'm trying to pull it up here. My printer decided it didn't want to decided to run out of ink tonight. Very fortunate. Okay, yeah, we got it. So, yeah, Bandy's is at East Burke. So, Bandy's is playing at Bunker Hill. If they can knock off Bunker Hill and then be East Burke, they'll be 5-2. Bunker Hill will be 5-2. Lincolnton loses to West Lincoln tonight. West Lincoln will be 5-2. And Lincolnton will be 5-2. And who's the odd? Maiden is playing at Newton Conover, who's 1-7. They should win, and they would be 5-2. So it's we think it's crazy in the NFL with all the tiebreakers and college football with the playoffs, and it's going to be crazy here as well. So you're listening to the Stadium Pregame Show, brought to you by Full Throttle Power Sports of Lowell. We're going to go to our coaches interview, and we do coaches plural because we will be talking, since it's both Lincoln County teams, we'll be talking to both coaches tonight. Start off with Coach Nick Basil from North Lincoln, and then after a couple of commercials, we'll come back and we'll have Coach David Lubowitz of East Lincoln. So enjoy those interviews, and we'll be back with more of the pregame show after this.
Your land, your vision. At James River Equipment, we know every property is unique. Whether you're planting a garden, raising livestock, or just enjoying wide open spaces, we've got the perfect John Deere tractor for you. And right now, you can get 0% financing for 72 months on select John Deere compact tractors. Visit JamesRiverEquipment.com to find a location near you. Ends 10/25/24. Subject to approved credit with John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. James River delivers.
Now joining us on the Stadium Pregame Show, brought to you by Full Throttle Power Sports of Lowell, is the head coach of the North Lincoln Knights, Coach Nick Basil. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Rivalry Week.
I appreciate you having me on here, Dave. It is Rivalry Week, so these are the ones that make you stay up late at night. So if I fall asleep during this interview, you'll know why.
Well, I'll try and keep it interesting enough then. Okay, so first question. You're going up against East Lincoln, big rivalry, but are there some areas where you feel you might have an advantage over East Lincoln?
I don't know that we do, to be honest with you. I think this one's going to be a pretty evenly matched matchup, Dave. I mean, they're a really good football team. 7 wins in a conference, and honestly think they probably should have been at least where our record is right now. They have a lot of weapons. They have a good solid running game. They throw the ball well and have receivers that can catch it. So I don't know that we have an advantage. I would hope that we could get an advantage with the time of possession. But other than that, I think it's going to be a pretty evenly matched game. And if you don't care who wins, it'll probably be a good one to watch.
So you kind of hit a couple areas where you might have some concern. Where do you think East Lincoln might have an advantage with how they match up with your team?
Well, I think their receivers are really good, and their quarterback's a whole lot. I think he's a lot different than he was last year. I think he can hurt you with his legs as much as he can throwing the ball. And we've been suspect some this year. We've had some injuries and some. We had some players that weren't back with us this year after last year, and that happened to be in the secondary. So, it's. I don't want to say we're weak there. I just want to say that's probably not been our strongest suit this year, and that's one of their strongest. So I think they have an advantage there. And as always, the size matchup is never in our favor. So, we have to deal with that, but that's something we've had to deal with all year. But I think probably they probably have a marked advantage.
So what do you think would be the keys? What are you looking at to allow you to win the game tonight?
Well, we can't give up the home run plays. That's one thing we're going to have to make sure we don't just give them an easy score. And the second thing is we've got to hold on to the ball and not give them extra possessions. That killed us versus Hickory. And, when you turn the ball over 7 times and most of those were unforced turnovers, it was just blunders on our part. So we're going to have to play a nearly perfect game as far as the secondary goes and the defensive end, and we can't make mistakes. I tell all my kids all the time, when 2 good football teams play, the team that makes the least amount of mistakes is usually the one that wins. And it's not always the best team that wins on every Friday night. It's the team that plays the best that night. So that's probably going to be the telltale sign this week. But the third thing and the most important thing is we got to win the line of scrimmage, and that needs to be up front on both sides of the ball. So those 3 things we will have to do to win. If we only do one of them or 2 of them, then it's probably not going to be a good night for us. We're going to have to win all 3 of those.
Okay, and one final question. Not only is it rivalry week, but also Halloween was on Thursday. So what was your favorite Halloween candy growing up?
Oh, man. All right, so I've always been and a lot of people don't even know about this one anymore, but if you go to Cracker Barrel or you go to some of these old fruit and vegetable stores like up on 16 down towards 150, you'll find them everywhere. But my favorite candy's always been the Mallow Cup.
No, that is going old school. That's for sure. We're about the same age, so I remember those. It wasn't mine. I was always partial to Whoppers. That was always my favorite.
Well, that's my wife. So that's she gets those every Christmas in her stocking. So
do I.
Yeah.
Same thing. Yep. Well, Coach, thanks for joining us, and good luck in your game tonight. And looking forward to seeing what happens with the seedings for the postseason.
Well, that's what we're pulling for. I think both of us are trying to get that seed a little higher so we can, at least get a home game or 2 in the playoffs. So stay tuned, because it's probably going to be another one. Knockdown, drag out between East and West. It doesn't matter about records; they can throw them out the window. It's going to be one of those exciting games for people to watch. There'll be a lot of people there, so we're excited about playing in it. So, and I'm sure they are too. So hopefully it'll go our way.
Well, good luck tonight, and thank you for joining us, Coach.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
And now joining us on the Stadium pregame show, brought to you by Full Throttle Power Sports of Lowell, is the coach of the home team in tonight's rivalry game, Coach David Lubowitz of the East Lincoln Mustangs. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We got a big rivalry game. You two know each other so well. Lots of passion will go into this game. But what might be some areas where you feel you have an advantage over North Lincoln? What parts of your game might match up better against them?
I think we've got a pretty strong a skill group offensively. So I think that might be an advantage. But that's really been an advantage for us against just about everybody we've played this year. Son. I think it's just maybe a little bit more comfort where it's just not something new being thrown at them. Because whenever you go on the road, there's always a different aspect that you got to deal with. Somebody else's locker room, a walk to the field, whatever it happens to be. So I don't know if it's a distinct advantage, but I think it's definitely more comfortable for our kids being at home.
Okay, and what will be some of the keys that you need to do to win this ball game?
Well, again, limit the penalties. Try and force some turnovers from North, and try and get their offense behind the sticks. Try and those 4, 5, 6 plays that really matter throughout the game. Those kind of momentum plays. Try and take advantage of some of those and get some momentum plays. But I think we're a pretty evenly matched team with two obviously drastic different styles. But I think athlete for athlete, they match up well with us, and we match up well with them.
Okay, suppose you win and Hickory, as expected, beats Statesville. You're going to have 3 teams all at 5-2. How does that get all sorted out?
I guess as far as the playoffs, it doesn't matter much, because if you're not the 1 seed, then you're just going in based on your RPI ranking. And then as far as like the conference stuff, I guess they would. I don't know what our conference does as far as if they even have to, because of the playoffs decide that. I think we all just might end up in second place.
Okay. And one final question. Since it's Halloween week, what was your favorite Halloween candy growing up?
My favorite Halloween. Oh gosh. I would have to say Baby Ruth. I like a Baby Ruth. I like the peanuts in the Baby Ruth.
Okay, cool. Well, Coach, thanks for joining us on the pregame show, and good luck in the ball game tonight.
Thank you, man.
It's a fantastic, fun fall sale at Abernathy Chevrolet Buick GMC on East Main Street in Lincoln. Now's the time to buy and save, like up to $8,000 in savings on the new Chevy Silverado and GMC Sierra. See the lineup of Buick SUVs, also the Trax and Trailblazers. And the 2025 Chevrolet Equinox is in stock waiting for you. And don't forget about the Car Bravo pre-owned vehicles. Drive with confidence and save big now during the fantastic, fun fall sale at Abernathy Chevrolet Buick GMC, 1445 East Main Street, Lincoln. Online at abernathychevrolet.com.
And we're back here at East Lincoln. Teams are coming out onto the field. North Lincoln is trotting out. They threw their cheerleaders off. The cheerleaders are down here at the other end of the field, and North came out from the field house end, so I guess they're not going to run through their cheerleaders, or are they going all the way down to do that? And we've just had the light show. What song are they playing? I should know the name. Neverland.
Metallica.
It's Metallica, okay.
Anderson.
And they had the lights coordinated with it. It's really cool. Quite an expenditure, but still quite cool.
Yes. Not Virginia Tech. They play this when they come out, but Either way.
Oh, there's nothing like VTech when they do that. That is an impressive entrance. Them in South Carolina with 2001. I don't know. There's not too many other places I think that can top those entrances, and that sure gets the stadium, Williams-Brice, rocking down in Columbia. I've been to a few games. My daughter went there, so there's nothing like a night game, though, down there. It is just insane. Probably, I don't know which is crazier there, or probably an LSU night game when the Hoodats have been drinking and crawfishing all day. So those would be some atmosphere. I would like to get to an LSU night game in Baton Rouge sometime. I bet that is just one big party.
As long as Brian Kelly's not dancing, I'm okay with that.
I know not to bring up Brian Kelly around you.
That's okay. He's not doing very well. I'm okay with that. You can mention LSU all you want.
Okay. We'll keep that in mind. So we've got a few minutes to go. So let's take a look at some key players to watch, brought to you by Key Builders of Lincolnton. And we'll go first with a visiting team, North Lincoln. I just threw you off. You had East Lincoln up and ready to go. I'll do North Lincoln. So the key for them is their offense. It starts with Eli Sipe taking the snap. He's thrown for 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, but that's not their bread and butter. The bread and butter is him running the options. So the main handoff is going to be to Shannon Wingate, Jr., 160 carries, 1,423 yards, 21 touchdowns, 7 games over 100 yards out of 9, and the other 2 is probably because he just didn't play very much and it got out of hand quick. So he's definitely a key player for them. Receiving-wise, there's one receiver, Aaron Doden, 7 catches, 125 yards, so you got an average there of almost 18 yards. So that is, he's got 2 touchdowns. No one else over 100, but the ones they catch tend to end at 20, 30, 50-yard gains. Defensively, now that he's stayed out of hot tubs, it's Ryan Bassani, the senior, 69 tackles, 9 for loss, but that's just in 5 games. And I believe he had 140 one year, maybe last year or something, or sophomore year.
Yeah, I mean,
just some insane numbers. Also, Brady Rinkus, 9.5 tackles for loss. Cade Sturgill, 6.5 tackles for loss. But I'm not sure how many tackles for loss they might get against this offense since they throw the quick outs and our slants and that sort of thing. And then the weapon they might need, Jake Dillingham, 51 kickoffs, 32 touchbacks, but he's also 28 of 31 PATs, 2 of 3 on field goals, and if they need a 50-yarder, he's got a shot at it.
Yeah, I can say we were watching him in pregame as we do every time we see North. It's just impressive. Kicking the kickoffs was 60 yards, kicking them out of the end zone, and like I say, if there's one favorite definitely for North Lincoln, that's the leg of Dillingham.
Yeah, he had to ice it down after, which game was it? Oh, no, that was Sanchez at Lincolnton, had to kick off 19 times.
Yes.
It was between extra points and kickoffs. He kicked like 19 times in that game against West Caldwell. It was insane. On the other side, let's take a look at some of the key players for East Lincoln.
Yeah, so we sort of mentioned it already, but quarterback Lawless, again, is just doing a fantastic job. As I mentioned, over 2,000 yards passing, 28 touchdowns with only 3 interceptions. Again, quarterback rating of 129.8.
That's insane.
That's just, and he's run for almost 400 yards, on the ground, and 3 more touchdowns. But when they do run it, they've got Chris Daly. It's kind of funny, only 592 yards, but 10 touchdowns. And then they've got Fletcher McLean, who's got another 3 touchdowns. He runs for 119. So they just do a really good job mixing it in on that offensive side. And we kind of heard before the game that one of their receivers, T.J. Griffin, was suspended from an altercation last week, and he's been one of their leading receivers with 5 touchdowns. But when he does throw it as well, he kind of throws it all over the field to Jackson Beam, who's got 12 touchdowns, 560 yards, and L.J. Forney, who has 712 yards and 6 touchdowns. And we kind of saw this come on a little bit late. The last time we had East Lincoln was number 21, Jackson Dollar, who will come in at tight end
Right.
every so often and kind of give them a little different look up front.
Yeah, they had Dollar, and they had also Evan Mateel, their linebacker, come in and play tight end. They actually had a 2 tight end set for a bit, and I was like, that's the first we've seen out of Matt Beam in a long time.
Exactly different look. It would be interesting to see if they run, how much they run of that tonight. Defensive side, of course, it's number 7, Brady Hagar. He's averaging over 7 tackles a game. Caden Lawfer, about the same, 7 tackles a game, but he's got 11 tackles for loss as he plays one of those defensive end positions. And then you got Colton Daniels, who's at 6.6 tackles a game. So, again, they do a fantastic job on that side of the ball as well. And early on in the season, they were worried about that secondary. It looks like they've finally grown up here, 10th game into the season. Better make sure that they just do a good job on that outside, on those outside runs, but kind of watching, as you mentioned, those quick little passes up the seam that North Lincoln will surprise you with. And so I think you're going to maybe have to see a little bit more of that tonight, just again to keep that East Lincoln front 4 off of Sipe and off the backfield. So it's going to be interesting.
So we're getting ready for the kickoff. It'll be Jake Dillingham kicking off for North Lincoln. And back to receive. Well, pardon us if we mess up some names here. They've got gray uniforms with orange numbers on them. So, again, just like West Lincoln gives the announcers fit, East Lincoln will be tonight. So Dillingham will kick off, king of the touchbacks here in Lincoln County. Left-footed kicker. He will kick off from right to left. There's the big booming drive, and he drives it 3 yards into the end zone. It'll be a touchback for East Lincoln, and 1st and 10 at their 20-yard line. Yeah, I've got to get a light on here.
Yeah, no surprise there from Dillingham. I think it's just, you don't want to give, again, they're probably pretty even with some of their skill position. I might get the edge to East Lincoln on that. But you want to keep it out of some of their skill players as much as possible on special teams as much as you can. And so good job for Dillingham putting that in the end zone.
So East Lincoln comes out. They run the spread offense. Receivers all over the place, but Chris Daly will be in the backfield next to Wallace. 1st and 10. Snap. Wallace off to the side. He has to make an adjustment. Catches it. Instead of handing off, now he's going to run the ball. He's through the left side across the 35, out across the 40. It'll be a Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Mustangs. Nice adjustment there because I believe that was going to be a handoff to Daly.
Yeah, I can say it's interesting. Coach sort of mentioned it for North Lincoln. Obviously we seconded it up here in the booth. You better keep an eye on Wallace just because he's thrown for so much. You mentioned 400 yards on the ground, and that was a great decision there. Again, from the quarterback for East Lincoln.
Pick up a 21, so we're out to the 41-yard line. This time he fakes, throws a slant pattern on the inside. Catch is made. They'll give him forward progress. Catch is made by L.J. Forney, who had lined up in the slot inside of Beam. Again, a formation we don't normally see. Beam is usually in the slot. So they give him forward progress to the 45-yard line, gain of 4.
Yeah, like you say, they really don't huddle. They just kind of get up there and meander around a little bit, get the call from the sidelines. But it'll be interesting, as you mentioned, to see how North Lincoln adjusts as the game goes on.
Okay, Forney in the slot on this side. Play clock is down to 2, 1. And that's not going to get off in time. And that'll be a penalty on East Lincoln.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, they do meander around, but that was too much meandering.
That's Mick Dundee on walkabout meandering. It's world-class meandering. So you've got the receivers for East Lincoln. You've got Fletcher McLean, number 5, Forney, number 4, and Beam, number 14, all lined up in a triangle on this side. On the far side, it will probably be trying to see. Dollar. Okay, quick pass out in the flat to Beam. He makes the catch, makes one guy miss, but then he's nailed by a host of tacklers for North Lincoln. He gets out to the 41-yard line, so he gets the penalty yardage back and a couple more.
Yeah, I can say quick little hitch with 3 bunch receivers on the right side of the East Lincoln offense. They rolled over, North Lincoln rolls over a safety, kind of get in their place, sort of a slot corner. Pretty good job covering it, really. I mean, just 5-yard gain, but brings up a 3rd and 10. And again, Coach, I think mentioned it pregame, got to stay ahead of the sticks, and this is not the way to do it here early in the ballgame.
2 wide to each side. Daly in the backfield on the left side. Lawless takes the snap, looks back, throws. He's got a man downfield open, but he's a little bit too long. He had L.J. Forney open. He had beaten the defender by about 3 yards, but the pass was just a little bit too long. So that'll bring up 4th down and 10. They're at their own 41, so I imagine this will be a punt.
Well, Lawless used to be the kicker, right? Now it looks like it's
This looks
number
like Caleb
9.
Lawfer,
Okay.
number 8. He will kick. Agee back for North Lincoln. There's a snap, kick. Nice end-over-end long kick. He catches it on the fly at the 25-yard line. Comes around the left side, gets his helmet ripped off. That'll be a penalty. And he gets out to the 36-yard line, but that's going to give them really good field position. Should be a personal foul because the receiver got his helmet completely ripped off. It ended up over on the sideline.
Yeah, Coach Lubowitz alluded to it as well. He's got to do a better job, keeping control of their temper and those unnecessary, unsportsmanlike penalties and so on. And so this is, again, not the way to start it. Got it behind the chains on the offensive side and add a 15-yard penalty on top of this punt. Puts the ball on their side of the field. 1st and 10, North Lincoln.
So, yeah, they'll be in plus territory at the 49. 1st and 10. Just underway, 3 minutes gone in the game. Typical formation, handoff right up the middle. Nothing fancy there for North Lincoln. They just line up and run it at you, and that was number 20, Agee.
Yeah.
And he gets 5 on the first down play. There we go. There's my North Lincoln roster.
Yeah, again, as we sort of talked about Lightning being East Lincoln, they're going to try to quick strike you, move the ball, the spread offense. Thunder is North Lincoln. They're going to try to pound it, get those 4 to 5 yards at a clip, work the clock, and see what they can do on the offensive side here.
Handoff again to Agee, goes to the right side. He's got a first down. He's across the 35, across the 30, and shoved out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. So that'll be so Landon Agee with a Turner Hauser Insurance first down after the 16-yard run, and they're inside the 30-yard line at the 29.
Yeah, it's just a matter of discipline. Like you say, you got to kind of take it 3 steps at a time between the tackles with Wingate. Look for Agee and Folk kind of on the far perimeters with Sipe kind of in between the two when he keeps it on those quarterback option plays.
And
so
it's a little
far,
bit different of a wrinkle. They've got 3 in the backfield. Usually they only have 1 or 2. Hand off to Agee again. This time he goes left, trying to get to the corner. He gets a little bit of yardage there. We've got a flag down back at the 30-yard line. He got to the 25, but that's in an area where it's usually a wide receiver holding.
Yeah, I think it was meant to go a little bit more off tackle, had to bounce it over the left side. And like you say, as you mentioned, trying to get wide, trying to get that edge. Good job there. Pursuit by East Lincoln. And, of course, a hold will move them back 10.
So a 10-yard penalty there. We'll push him back to the 41-yard line. And this is not what you want to see for North Lincoln. They've now got first down and 22.
Yeah, well, they can't afford to get behind the sticks as well, especially with the kind of offense they run.
And we've got a whistle on the field. The back judge, who normally does timing, has got an issue here.
Looks like
Was it from is it a spot foul or is it from the previous play?
It might
previous
be a
line of
spot,
scrimmage.
but it should have been pretty close to the line of scrimmage, though, right?
If the flag was on the 30, so it should be on the 40. So we're talking about a yard here. Well, 2 yards. They put it to 39, so that will make it 1st and 20. They have to get down to the 19-yard line for a first down. Now this looks more like North Lincoln. 1 back in the backfield, 2 wing backs. AG in motion, and he comes back to his position on the wing. Snap, hand off to Wingate up the middle. He burrows his way through the right side, gets across the 35 to the 34. His first carry of the game is good for 5 yards. And if North Lincoln can keep going 5, 6, they'll do that all night.
Absolutely.
They'll be happy.
Like I say, this is kind of a big down here. It sets up what they're going to do on 3rd down.
Yeah, that's the problem. 5's nice if it's 1st and 10. If it's 1st and 20, that's a different animal. So again, 2 wide receivers, 2 wing backs, and Wingate lined up behind Sipe in the backfield. Hand off to Wingate again. Nope, he keeps it. Pitches out. He gets legs taken out as he gets across the 30-yard line, gets down to about the 27. So that will make it about 3rd and 8. So they gained 7 on that one. Who was the ball carrier on that?
Oh, if that was,
I think it was AG.
yeah.
That was Tim Folk. Yeah. See, this is the problem. We're trying to figure who's
Well, their
getting.
numbers are at least easier to read. It's still the
Yeah, but
Lincoln
with that
Lincoln.
offense, it's still difficult to figure out.
Well, 3rd and 9 could be 2 down territory, but with a leg like Dillingham, we'll see.
Sipe hands off up the middle. Wingate has it. He gets across the 25. He's going to get to about the 24, so that's going to make it 4th and 5. Maybe gains 2 on that one. And here comes Dillingham. Not in range.
Yes, leg is not the issue.
So
Sipe's the holder. We'll see.
Sipe will hold, Dillingham to kick. Ball is going to go down at the 31-yard line. I'm sorry, my math bad. So it'll be a 41-yard kick. Snap, hold, kick is up. Plenty of distance. And it's good. So Jake Dillingham gets North Lincoln on the board with a
41?
41-yard field goal. His long for the season was only 32. We knew he had much more in the leg than that. So on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, it's North Lincoln 3, East Lincoln 0. We'll be back with the kickoff after this.
Ram Power Days are underway at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lincoln. Power on with the strength of a new Ram truck. Now get $3,000 retail consumer cash allowance on most new 2025 Ram 1500 models. And now get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on the new 2024 Ram ProMaster models. Power on during Ram Power Days at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1442 East Main Street in Lincoln. Call Bean Brothers Landscaping in Lincoln and ask.
We'll stop it.
Oops.
Trying to work the
Sometimes-
left hand tonight. We'll see if I can. I
Yeah,
may
I
have
was
to switch.
having a little trouble there. Sometimes the
Not as amphibious
little-
as I used to be.
gets his little fussy with the. So the Knights get on the board first, a 41-yard field goal with plenty of extra by Jake Dillingham, 3-0, and he will kick off again, second time already. So 6 minutes left in the first quarter. He bombs this one even further. This lands 5 yards in the end zone. I guess he's pumped up about the field goal his season long there. So it is 3-0. It'll be another first down for the Mustangs, starting at their own 20-yard line again.
Well, like you say, we said sort of special teams edge might just go to North Lincoln, and now we've seen why. Dillingham is definitely a weapon. 41 yards, and, last year, 13-0. Looked like it might be one of those games, even though it's very early, 6 minutes to go here, first quarter.
So East Lincoln, after it was 3 and out, wasn't it? After the first play there.
4-0.
Yeah, after the run by Lawless, then it was a 3 and out on the next set of downs, and they punted. So this time they will start again. Chris Daly up the middle will carry. And he gets 4 yards on first down. And just, show a little balance. Keep the defense honest, not sitting back looking for the pass. 2 wide receivers on each side. Lawless is always in the shotgun. Back to pass, looking downfield. He's under pressure, throws, catch is made on the far sideline at the 35-yard line.
That's Jackson Beam.
And that is Jackson Beam with another catch. And a Turner Hauser Insurance first down on a gain of 11. So it'll be first down. Turner Hauser Insurance first down at the 35-yard line. Beam comes out of the game for a second. I think he's got an equipment issue.
Or maybe some pellets in the eye.
Well, that can happen on this field. And East Lincoln has taken a timeout just to make sure they can keep him in the game. So they take a timeout early. So they're trying to get
maybe bloodied his nose as well. Or...
Yeah, that might be it because he's shoving something up there.
All you just got to do is snip it in half. I've used lots of different things in those situations.
Do tell. No, you really don't want to know. Okay.
Good job there. Like you say, Lawless had some pressure kind of in his face. Way to get rid of that. Good turn there by Lawless, or from Lawless to Jackson Beam. And so it was a good play. Way to pick up a first down. See if they can get that momentum going here early on. Down 3-0 to North Lincoln.
3 down linemen for North Lincoln, so they got pretty good pressure if that's all they're rushing. Well, I think they'll probably bring somebody else. Hand off to Daly. He gets around the right side, got an opening, gets out near midfield. They mark him down at the 48-yard line, so that'll be a gain of 13. And it'll be another Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Mustangs. I got to be careful, north and east, and I keep getting things mixed up, and that's how I am.
Yeah, that was a bad job setting the edge from North Lincoln as they blitzed up the middle and they went around the side.
Hand off to Daly, this time around the left side. Not as much there. They did a better job of it on that play. He gets to midfield, and that'll only be 2 yards on that one.
Well, it's good to see Ryan Bassani back after the hot tub incident, whatever that incident was. But he was been out for a little while. It looks like he's back at his normal perch at centering the middle of the defense.
And probably being in almost every play. Lawless back to pass, under pressure, throws. His arm might have been hit, but he makes the play. He gets it out to L.J. Forney. Nice long out pattern to the sideline. I thought his arm might have gotten hit, but it did not. And he's run out of bounds at the 36-yard line, so that's a gain of 14. And so far, it's been whatever East has wanted to do, throwing the football.
Yeah, a lot of perimeter attack. Like you say, running Daly around each side, trying to get outside the perimeter. Was very successful on the first down play a while ago, 2 plays ago, and now they're attacking the perimeter with the short pass.
Empty backfield. Lawless throws another deep out pattern. This time he was trying to get Jackson Beam, and he led him just a little bit too far to the sideline, and it falls incomplete out of bounds.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to run maybe a little hitch pass there on the perimeter and just didn't come back enough. As you mentioned, might have just had to get rid of it a little quicker.
But he
was probably
open.
Would have liked, but he was open.
And they're flooding the field. I mean, with nobody in the backfield, they're sending 5 out in the formation and saying, can you cover everybody?
As you mentioned, like North Lincoln's running pretty much 3 down linemen. They will send 1 or 2, try to get some pressure on Lawless, which leaves about 6 players to defend the pass.
Lawless under pressure, hit as he throws. It's too far, leading out of bounds. And it was number 11 in for North Lincoln. That is
Brady Rinkus.
Brady Rinkus. That's a name we usually call quite often, along with a couple others. But he's one of the leaders on defense along with Bassani. So that pass falls incomplete.
Yeah, he looks like he was looking for Fletcher McLean, number 5 on the perimeter here for East Lincoln. Had to roll out to his right, and Rinkus did a good job putting the pressure on, forced the pass out of bounds.
3rd and 10. Looking to the sideline. Play clock at 10, so they have enough time. Lots of signals coming in from the sideline. We're ready to go. 2, 1. They snap it in time. Lawless keeps it, goes up the middle, drags a tackler with him for some extra yardage, and he gets across the 30 down to the 29. So that'll be a gain of 7. And that'll make it 4th down and 3.
Yeah, kind of a unique little blitz package. They put Pisani around the right side on the blitz. And I can't tell if that's Rinkus playing next to him. Kind of came left, and then so Lawless kind of just dodged up in between where the two had vacated that middle of the field and was able to pick up 7 yards. Didn't even think about really looking on the outside as far as the passing, but brings up a 4th and 3. Big play.
Yeah, and it should have been only about a 3-yard gain, but he dragged a tackler with him. Lawless back to pass, throws. He's looking for a man cutting inside, and good coverage on the play. Pass was a little high anyway, and so it'll be turned over on downs. They get down to the 29-yard line, but 3 straight incompletions will turn it over.
Yeah, good job there by the North Lincoln defense. As
We got 3:18 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, East Lincoln maybe had the ball for, 3 minutes with all the incompletions.
Yeah, because the clock keeps stopping. Sipe keeps it. It's going around the left side. Got good blocking out in front of him. He gets across the 35 to the 38. Good gain on first down. They mark him at the 37, so a gain of 8 for Sipe. His first full-blown carry of the night.
Yeah, we kind of mentioned earlier that 4-headed monster for North Lincoln with Sipe at the quarterback, Wingate at the fullback, and Folk and AG on the perimeter. And that was a great job again by Sipe, picking up 9 yards.
Keeps it. Now he makes the pitch out to AG. AG gets a first down across the 40, then he's shoved backwards. Forward progress will be to about the 41-yard line. So it's a gain of 3 on the play, but it's enough for Turner Hauser Insurance, first down for the Knights. So one James River Equipment field goal is all the scoring we have so far, 3-0. Although the scoreboard does say 3-3. I'm not sure about that. Handoff up the middle, Wingate just drives forward with a pile, gets to the 45-yard line. Good solid gain of 4.
Well, now they got 9. Hey, good job there, East Lincoln.
Yeah. Well, if you can't beat them on the field, beat them on the scoreboard.
That's right.
All right, so he's got second down now and 6 from the 45-yard line. Sipe keeps it, pitches. He's got a man out there. It's Tim Folk. Folk carries it across the 50-yard line to the 48. That'll be a Turner Hauser Insurance first down.
Yeah, just another great job by Sipe running that option. I mean, just, again, your read, if you don't give it to the fullbacks, last man on the line, he attacks him, pulls him in, pitches it out, and picks up the Turner Hauser Insurance first down. And they are, as you mentioned, the plus side at the 48 of East Lincoln.
So a nice drive here. They started a couple minutes ago. We're at 1 minute to go in the first quarter. Sipe keeps it again, pitches out to AG. Long pitch, but a nice one. AG catches it, gets all the way down the right sideline, and he's out of bounds at the 35. Another Turner Hauser Insurance first down, 13 yards on that play. So they're ripping off some nice chunk yardage here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a pitch or a pass. It was so far out there.
Yeah, it was
Usually-
definitely backwards, but
it was, but
that had some airtime. Almost, started the stopwatch on the airtime for that.
yeah, I can say normally that relationship's about 4 and 4, 4 yards deep, 4 yards wide. That one looked to be about 4 and maybe 8.
Be interesting to see what happens here. Jackson Beam, the referee made him come out of the game again. He's on the sideline. And number 33, DJ Grigg, is the cornerback on this side of the field in his place. Let's see if they go after him because they've got a tall receiver here on this side of the play.
20 seconds, guys.
Down to 20 seconds in the quarter. Handoff. It's Wingate. He's not going very far. Gets a little bit of yardage. So he does get 3. And that will be the last play of the first quarter. So we're done with the first quarter here in the rivalry game between East and North Lincoln. And North Lincoln is on top thanks to a 41-yard Jake Dillingham field goal. So we'll be back with the second quarter after this timeout.
And ask about the lawn care agreements for both residential and commercial, starting at $199 per month, including mowing, edging, string trimming, and blowing. Silver, gold, and platinum packages are available on a 12-month agreement, including 41 yearly visits, 30 weekly March through September, 11 off-season visits during October through February. And they'll even clean out your flower beds. Call Bean Brothers Landscaping at 704-718-4988, 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln. Online at beanbrotherslandscaping.com. Like them on Facebook, too.
For your pest control for your home or business, who you gonna call? Bug Busters. For over 25 years, they've been serving North and South Carolina with the best in professional pest control. Family and veteran owned and operated. From crawl space encapsulation to termites to wildlife to pest control to structural repair to waterproofing. They do it all. Call 704-732-2227. Online at bugbusters.com. Like them on Facebook, too. Who you gonna call? Bug Busters.
Back here for the second quarter, and Lincoln County football is brought to you by Bug Busters of Lincolnton. We thank them for their sponsorship all season long. North Lincoln now sight back to pass throws. He's got a man down the seam. Catch is made. He should be down by contact, I would think. He was down when the ball came out, and that was
4 for East Lincoln.
That was to Aaron Doden, their leading receiver, the first pass of the game. And he takes it from the 33-yard line all the way down to,
That's Forney that's down that made that tackle.
yeah, he took the legs out of under Doden, and he paid the price for that tackle. So he got down to the 8-yard line. So, again, this is what you see with North Lincoln. They don't pass often, but when they do, sometimes they'll rip off chunks, and this time it was 25 yards. They'll be first and goal at the 8.
Yeah, I couldn't tell exactly. I know he cut his legs out, as you mentioned. I don't know if he got kicked in the head, kneed in the head.
Oh, that's easy to do on
Yeah,
that play.
Those types of when you kind of go head first. I don't want to speculate about anything, but his helmet is off.
Having seen a whole bunch of football over the years, it's not unusual to see somebody that submarines a guy like that take the brunt of the hit.
Either that or maybe because he was face down. I wonder if usually they knock the wind out of him, but I'm hoping it's that rather than that head injury.
Yeah.
As he's not only obviously made a touchdown saving tackle on that, it's very integral in some of their offensive plays as well.
And that's exactly the type of play you were talking about in the pregame where run, all of a sudden they throw a seam pass down the center and try and catch you off guard, and they do a pretty good job of that for a team that doesn't throw very often.
What'd you say their average was? 26 or something? Or whatever
something
that-
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Well, I mean, last week they hit the last time we saw them forward, they were 5 for 5 for about 100 and some yards. 62 of it on one play. Let me see what I've got here. Passing wise, let's see. Sipes thrown for 389 yards on just 18 completions. 21.
21.
Almost 22 yards per catch.
It's just amazing, though. It's like anything else. You kind of prepare, to run this triple option, and you say, well, you better keep an eye on that seam route. And then next thing you know, there it is. And it always seems to be open. It's good to see Forney sitting up.
Trainer and
maybe
other
shoulder.
support staff are out there.
Yeah, I think they're maybe looking at a shoulder.
Well, while they're looking at him, let's take a quick time out here. We've got 11:50 to go. We've just started the second quarter. It's 3-0 North Lincoln. You're listening to Lincoln County Football on KTC.
Polaris Deal Days are underway at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Now get up to $3,000 off select off-road Polaris vehicles. Built to go, priced to move. Also, it's the CF Moto All Cylinders Sales Event with financing as low as 0.99% or rebates up to $1,500. And get Honda bonus bucks up to $1,500 for accessories, protection plans, or for your down payment at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
And Forney is up, walking off the field a little gingerly, but he is walking off under his own power, which is good. This may be a big rivalry game, but I've already seen a couple of instances of sportsmanship. One of the North Lincoln players was there checking on Forney when he was laying on the field there to see if he was okay. And there was another thing earlier I saw, helping up the quarterback when he got knocked down. So a lot of passion in this game, but they're playing with some sportsmanship. It's always a good thing, too.
Yeah, 7.8 miles apart. I'm sure they played some youth ball together, too.
Handoff. No, Sipe keeps it, pitches to the short side of the field. That was carried by number 23. That is Zach Hartwell. Or 13, Tim Folk.
Saw the 3.
We saw the 3. We got that part right. So they get 4 yards, so they're halfway from where they were started. So they get from the 8 to the 4-yard line. They did it to the short side. If it had gone to the wide side, it might have a little more room for maneuvering, but you can't always run to the wide side. So 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. North Lincoln looking to pad their lead. Wingate in the backfield. Handoff straight up the middle, and he walks into the end zone and through it. Touchdown, North Lincoln. And that is an Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram touchdown for the Knights.
Yeah, just again, running that veer. They ran that one pretty tight just over the left guard, and Shannon Wingate pretty much was untouched. Had a head of steam. He was on a mission there. Great drive. I think it was, 3 minutes of that first quarter, three and a half.
4 and change, yeah.
Good 4.5-minute drive from North Lincoln after stopping East Lincoln at about their 30 on downs. Now we got another timeout.
Now they're sending a player off for North Lincoln. Is it the long snapper?
Is it Dillingham? I mean, did I miss?
They sent the kicker off? I'd like to know what that's about. I'm sure there's a good story. So now they will, Sipe will come in. No, they've got 2 kickers. Blake Phillips, number 17, has also kicked some. He's a sophomore. He's kicked in a few games this year, so he will kick instead of Dillingham. Snap, hold, kick is up, and Phillips pounds it through. And so the James River extra point is good. Brought to you by James River Equipment of Shelby, and that makes the score North Lincoln 10, Mustangs 0, just a minute into the second quarter. So we'll be back with a kickoff after this timeout.
You can book your tee times online at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden. Just go online at glenoaksgolf.com.
Unsportsmanlike, and Jackson's like, okay, you can yell all you want to. I'm moving down the field 15 yards to the right direction. That's exactly what happened. Jackson kept his cool, and look at this now. So that penalty, because of that unsportsmanlike, it's going to make it. It's a medical center pharmacy of Cherryville first down in Bessemer City territory on Bessemer City's 41. Correct. Adams takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Adams trying to keep it himself, looking for daylight, nowhere to go, as Bessemer City's defense just collapses on him. Maybe a loss of 1 on the play. Sarika Logan, the Bessemer City Yellow Jacket that made that tackle.
2nd and 10 on the right hash.
They're going to say Adams did get back to the original line of scrimmage,
Yes,
so
sir.
no loss. 8 minutes remaining in the first half. Receiver left, twins to the right. Look to the sideline. The call from Coach Bowman. Adams out of the shotgun. Hebner right beside him to his right. Adams takes the snap. He's looking to pass. He's under pressure. Good pass. That's, I believe, to Najee Whitworth. Whitworth gets his foot down, and it's complete. So that'll be a gain of about 5 on the play. Call it 4.
Yep. 3rd down, good route, Whitworth. He was in the crowd, he caught it. Pass got there, ball got there. Good pass by Adams. Good pass.
So 3rd and 6. Cherville again trying to move the ball. Would love to convert this right here. Keep the clock running. Keep the possession alive. Receiver to the left. Receiver to the right. Adams. And now a little trickeration as the offensive line moves around. Bessemer City maintains their discipline. Direct snap to Hebner. Hebner trying to find a hole. He's got one. Trying to battle his way to the first down marker. He's moving those feet. His forward progress gets just about to the 30-yard line of Bessemer City. This is going to be close.
Hebner was determined not to go down, and he did not. But finally, the officials blew the whistle because of forward progress. The ball's, it is right on. Well,
I'm amazed they're not measuring this.
Yeah, they got it.
The officials calling. The officials.
Yeah, he's going to measure.
Yeah. He's asking for he's asking official timeout, stop the clock. So.
I think the official took that moment to say, "Hey, keep everybody on the sideline, away from the
He
sideline."
wants to maintain their composure.
Right. You got that area between the field, about 3 yards inside the field, which is where the players are allowed to stand, so they don't get in the way of the officials that are running up and down the field on the sideline.
They are going to bring this out to measure. I think there was somebody doing a little bit of jawing. It must not have been entirely inappropriate. It's just the head official looked back at Coach Bowman and said, look, keep your guys in order here, all right? Let's not get out of hand.
Look at this.
And the measurement's going to be good. That's a Cherville first down. That's a Medical Center Pharmacy of Cherville first down. So Jackson Hebner's 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th efforts there keeps the drive alive, and they'll continue to be moving the ball. First down at the Bessemer City 31.
That's a big first down right here.
Yes.
The momentum is on the Cherville side. So
now
they need to be able to punch this thing in.
Got receiver to the right, receiver to the left. And they've got Amir Starr in the backfield. Look at this.
Yep.
Hebner takes the snap. He's trying to break it to the outside. Oh, we've got a Pete's Fish Box penalty flag thrown. Looks like that might be a hold on us.
Jackson took a shot.
Yeah, he did take a big hit there.
He's a little bit slow getting up.
And he's trying to get up, and he's hurting.
Hopefully it's just got his breath knocked out of him, hopefully.
It's going to be a hold. The penalty is a hold on Cherville. But right now the main concern is Jackson Hebner. He remains down on the field. The officials are going to call a timeout. We'll take a quick break and see how Hebner's doing. You're listening to Cherville Ironman Football on 92.9 WCSF 1590 AM, brought to you by Bug Busters of Lincoln.
$200 off at Fink's Auto Sales and Tom's Tables, both on the Dallas-Cherville Highway. Take $200 off any pool table with setup and delivery at Tom's Tables, and take $200 off selected bikes at Fink's Auto Sales. Take a look at a 2021 Indian Roadmaster, now $25,995, or 2016 Harley Switchback for $88.95, and a 2015 Indian Chieftain for $12,495 at Fink's Auto Sales and Tom's Tables, both located at 7507 Dallas-Cherville Highway in Cherville, online at finksauto.com.
Welcome back, fans. We appreciate you tuning in. Jackson Hebner walks off the field under his own power. We're going to chalk that up that he got the wind knocked out of him, Joy. Brian, that's what we're going to say.
Yeah.
He got the wind majorly knocked out of him there. So, but he looks like he's all right. Just going to have to take a play off due to the trainers coming and looking at him. But after the holding penalty now, it's going to be about 2nd and 20 at the 41. Jaden Adams takes a snap, little run pass option. Rayshawn still looking for the corner. Gains a few yards, but is forced out of bounds.
That's That's Ray's first carry, is it not?
First handoff to for Sewell this game.
At the 6:33 mark in the second quarter, so they let him take a look for a while and get used to it.
Hebner's back.
Everything.
Hebner's back in the game, ready to get back in the game. And Coach Raymond's like, no, take a break. Make sure you're fully recovered.
And
Sewell's doing a good job there for you. Twins to the left, one to the right. Second and long.
Coach Bowman calling the signs into the offense from the sideline.
6.5 minutes remaining to go in the half. Adams keeps it. He's going to take it deep down the field to Whitworth. And he is, that's incomplete. No flag. You might be, I guess you'd call that incidental contact.
Yeah, I think it was. It was Whitworth was the intended receiver, but just went a little bit over, a little too far, and couldn't get to it. Of course, there was defensive back there banging on Whitworth a little bit, but that's all right.
So that will make it third and long now, but third and 16. Trips left, one receiver to the right. Adams bobbles the snap, hang on to it. They're going to try to set up the screen to Najee Whitworth. They've got it. He's got the run and then some, almost to the first down marker. This is going to be close again, Brian.
I think it's going to be about a yard short of the first down, but it's going to be fourth down. And that's more than a yard. It's two, maybe 3 yards.
Yeah, they're going to say the spots. Yeah, they're going to spot it about 2 yards short. They're going to say that the stick is forward progress was stopped when the defender was grabbing his jersey. But this is much more manageable to convert right now.
Yes, it is. And, of course, this 4-down territory has been all night. And they're on the 22.
We've had 2 previous drives. This is where they've stalled. Can Cherryville bust through right now, get into the red zone?
No, we don't see Justin Harris in the backfield. So they're staying with, of course, Adams is here. Whitworth is in the slot position. Sewell is talking to Coach.
Cherryville's going to take a timeout. So will we, as we look at the number lock and Mr. Sparky scoreboard. 5:25 remaining. It's 4th and 2 for the Ironmen. We'll take a break and listen to Ironman Football, 92.9 WCSL, 1590 AM, brought to you by Bug Busters of Lincolnton.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by R&M Motors, Tire and Auto Center, and Pawn Shop of Cherryville. R&M does all types of major and minor repairs, including custom exhaust and inspections. Plus, they sell cars, trucks, and custom and stock golf carts, plus four-wheelers, dirt bikes, and more. In the pawn shop, you'll find guns, gold, and silver, and everything in between. And they buy and trade at R&M Motors, Tires and Auto Center, and Pawn Shop, both located on the Dallas-Cherryville Highway.
Big 4th down for Cherryville here in the first half. Again, Brian, we've had Cherryville's been down here already twice and not been able to bust into the red zone. With this conversion, they would be very close, if not into the red zone. Chip Carter here along with Brian Ferree. We're glad you're tuning in. Cherryville Ironman football. No score. This big county rivalry game between the Ironman and Bessemer City Yellow Jackets. 4th and 2.
Ray Sewell split wide left.
And it looks like they're going to run out of the Wildcat again to Jackson Hebner. Hebner sets up the reverse. They're going to do a double reverse to Sewell. He's looking to pass. He's going to try to keep himself. He turns the corner. Is he almost to the inside the 10, runs out of bounds right around the 5-yard line? I do not see a penalty flag anywhere.
That was a great play designed to get the ball into Sewell's hand, but it went through 2 other hands before it got to Ray.
And they did exactly. Coach Bowman used exactly what we talked about in the pregame show, making the defense keep an eye on different players on this offense. It initially was a direct snap to Hebner. Hebner runs towards the Cherryville's sidelines and pitches the reverse to Najee Whitworth, another dynamic athlete. Whitworth starts running towards Bessemer City's sideline and then gives it to Sewell, and Sewell's able to move it upfield. Another direct snap to Hebner here on 1st and goal. He rolls forward, taken down just shy of the goal line, it looks like. No signal, 2nd down.
Inside the 1-yard line, they're lining up. They're not huddling. Cherryville's lining up.
The Ironman fans getting excited. They are knocking on the doorstep for the first score of this game. Hebner with the direct snap, pounds his way through. Did he cross the plane?
Yes.
Yes, he did. The far line judge signals touchdown Cherville Ironman.
Very good job, offense. Excellent job. That's exactly what you needed as a team to capitalize on the field position that you were given, and they did exactly that. So now they're going to go for two. They're going to go for two for the PAT. Jackson comes over, has a discussion with Coach Bowman.
You could run almost the same play again because they were basically 2 yards out there for that touchdown run.
Looks like Jackson may get the ball from the center, receive the snap from the center.
Yeah, he's out of the Wildcat again. He's going to take a direct snap. Let's see.
This is a basic offensive lineup here.
Amir Starr on the play as well. Hebner takes the run.
He's got
the hole. 2-point conversion is good. As we look at the No Malarkey Mr. Sparky scoreboard, 4:56 remaining in the first half. Cherville strikes first with the John Grant Allstate of Cherville touchdown run by Jackson Hebner. He caps it off with a 2-point conversion. You're listening to Cherville Ironman Football on 92.9 WCSL, 1590 AM. Ironman Football brought to you by Bug Busters of Lincoln. 8-0 Cherville. We'll be right back.
Rhodesville Oil Company in Lincoln has been serving the Piedmont of North and South Carolina since 1919. Sure, they deliver to your home with home heating oils. They'll help keep you warm, but they do a whole lot more. They feature bulk fuel delivery, on-site and commercial fueling, backup generator fueling, and farm and agricultural fueling. For home or business or farms, call on Rhodesville Oil Company in Lincoln, 704-735-2508. Online at rhodesandbill.com, located at 1404 East Main Street in Lincoln. Like them on Facebook, too.
Well, I don't know if the Cherville Fire Department's thinking they need to put out the Cherville offense because it's on fire right now. It just put up 8 points on the scoreboard, but they either that or they went for an actual call on that one.
Yeah.
But we just had to, it was good. It was
good timing.
We wish the best for whatever that call was for, but that was actually very ironic timing that fire engine left the engine house at the time it did. So Cherville's going to kick off here, low line drive, bounces past the Bessemer City returner again, recovers it about the 8-yard line, and he's going to be slips past the first tackle. He's going to be pushed down about the 27-yard line.
Nice. That was excellent right there, getting down the field by the kickoff team.
So we're less than 5 minutes to go in the first half. Cherville, they're the first to put points on the board, up 8-0 on a 2-yard run by Jackson Hebner, and he capped it off with a 2-point conversion to give them the 8-0 lead here towards the end of the first half.
Eric Haddon was the Yellow Jacket that returned that ball for Bessemer City.
Let's see how the Yellow Jackets responds. 1st and 10 on their own 28-yard line. Gavin Chastain comes out of the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. 2 backs in the backfield with him. This one's going to be a quick handoff to number 1, Keon Smith. Smith, big head of steam. He gets past the line of scrimmage for gain about 4 or 5.
Yeah, now the defense has got to knuckle down here. They don't need to let any momentum get in that Bessemer City offense because that's what they're trying to do. They're going to try to get it number 1 and get him the ball because he is electric out there. He's very Whitworth-like.
He gets ahead of steam and he hits the hole hard right now. He is a confident runner, and he wants the ball. You can tell. 2nd and 5. Fakes the handoff. Chastain out trying to pass. He's got an open receiver, and that's going to be complete. Jalen Newton with the reception as they cross over the 50.
And Paxton Pruitt on the coverage there. Just the good route by the receiver. He had his step just ahead of Pruitt, and as he called it, Pruitt made the tackle, stop him right there. But that was an excellent designed and executed play by the Bessemer City offense.
So they actually looked like they had a cover 3 or cover 4 zone set up, and they just found him in found a soft spot in the zone between 2 defenders. Yeah. The defenders were just both of them just about a step too late from batting that ball down. Right. But it was a big completion. That's going to be a Medical Center Pharmacy of Cherville first down on the Cherville side of the field. They're 1st and 10 at the 48 of Cherville. Chastain takes the snap. Hands off this time again to Keon Smith. Smith looking for room to run. He's got it and then some. Oh, we got a Pete's Fish Box penalty flag. He's going to be taken down. It is enough for a first down, but wait, there is a penalty flag. Let's see if there was maybe a hold or a block in the back.
Yeah, Keon Smith is quite the runner, ladies and gentlemen.
He's pretty dynamic. He's pretty electric.
He can change directions on a dime, and that was an excellent run right there. And the defense for Cherryville is like, wow.
Well, it looks like Bessemer City's moving back because, yes, there's a hold on Bessemer City. Right now, I tell you what, the worst thing for Keelan Smith's momentum isn't the Cherryville defense. It's been the penalties that have been occurring on the runs he's been having.
And you're so right, Chip. That can be said for the whole Bessemer City offense, the whole first half, the entire first half. That's been the biggest problem is their own penalties against them. That's what's been keeping them back. So again, the Cherryville defense needs to take advantage of this and not let them get any big yards, big gains, keep them out of the red zone.
So the penalty occurred just shy of the first down marker, so really the penalty is only about a 1-yard penalty. It's 1st and 11. This one's handed off to Jaden Owens. Owens turns the corner. He's got the sideline, and he's going to gets by the defender, and is brought down, gets tripped up. Oh, we've got a late Pete's Fish Box penalty flag as well.
It may be. Okay.
I'm still trying to figure out how he got past that line of defenders. That was amazing. We've got there are two Pete's Fish Box of Cherryville penalty flags, one near the end zone and then one there. So could we have offsetting penalties here?
Cheston Harris was back there near the end zone because he was part of the group trying to catch him.
So let's see what the call is. The official comes up and
they're walking back.
So there is a hold on Bessemer City, but then a dead ball personal foul on Cherryville. So because the personal foul was after the play, there won't be offsetting penalties. Both penalties are going to be applied. So the holding penalty will occur first. They'll walk that back to our right, and then they'll do the 15-yard personal foul.
You're okay.
So it's going to create a Medical Center Pharmacy of Cherryville first down at the 35. So this turns out the momentum for Bessemer City keeps going. Chastain takes the snap. This handed off to Jaden Owens. Owens again finds a hole, and he's going to force his way in, and he crosses the plane. Touchdown for the Yellow Jackets.
I tell you what Bessemer City is doing. They're getting up to the line of scrimmage, and they're snapping the ball on the first sound. They are not waiting. They're not looking to the sideline. They're getting up to the line of scrimmage, and they're snapping the football, and they are catching the Cherryville defense, especially the defensive linemen, not quite ready when that ball is snapped.
Yeah, Bessemer City's right now ruling the point of attack, and they're ruling in the trenches. And the running backs are just getting great holes to run through, and they are already going full steam before they're already going full steam before anybody's able to make contact with them. It's just harder. It makes it that much more difficult to bring them down. So 35-yard touchdown run by Jaden Owens.
Looked like somebody, I think, lost their glasses out there. And
something like, yeah, they were having to look for it.
One of the staff members, Cherryville, saw it, got out there and got it off the field.
So you would assume Bessemer City is going to try to go for two here. Again, they are still losing because of the converted two-point conversion by Cherryville earlier. Scores 8-6, and yeah, they're going to get ready to do the two-point conversion. Let's see. And now some trickeration as the formation changes for Bessemer City. Chastain takes the snap directly out and is handed off to Sirico Logan. And
they said he got in.
They said the two-point conversion was good. So as we look at the No Malarkey Mr. Sparky scoreboard, 2:56 remaining in the first half. Right after Cherryville scored first, Bessemer City comes right back, marches down the field with a touchdown and two-point conversion. We're tied at 8. You're listening to Cherryville Ironman Football on 92.9 WCSL, 1590 AM, brought to you by Bug Busters of Lincolnton.
At the Stamey Cherryville Funeral Home and Cremation Service in Cherryville, they understand when losing a loved one. The decisions and options may weigh heavy on you and your family. The Stamey Cherryville Funeral Home and Cremation Service offers compassionate care and impeccable service in your time of need, honoring your loved one and family with dignity, respect, and personal attention to every detail. The Stamey Cherryville Funeral Home and Cremation Service, 405 North Dixie Street in Cherryville, online at StameyCherryvilleFuneralHome.com. Get ready to rock with the new Ford Mustang RTR from Tyndall Ford in Gastonia. The Mustang RTR features enhanced driving characteristics, appearance, and performance. See them today at Tyndall Ford or go to TyndallFord.com. Plus, see the line of the Ford Mustang Roush, and Tyndall has sold more Roushes than anyone since 2015. Just call the Performance Line, 704-466-6160, and talk with a crazy Mustang man, Lyle Sturgis, about a new Mustang RTR or Roush today. Tyndall Ford, 1901 East Franklin Boulevard, Gastonia.
Kickoff by Bessemer City. Picked up by Jackson Hefner right at the goal line. He's trying to find some room to run. Gets a little bit of momentum. He's brought down right around the 20-yard line on the return.
Not a bad run. Not a bad return, I should say.
So Cherryville struck first here earlier in the second quarter, but then Bessemer City marched right back down the field, and they tied up 8-8. So 2:46 left to go, and Brian, you've got to think Cherryville gets the opening kickoff of the second half. You'd love to see them maybe try to double it up here, get a touchdown, take the lead, and then get the ball in the second half.
Yeah, that would be really good. I think they're going to try to run their offense right here to advance this ball, not just run the clock out.
Jaden Adams takes the snap, sets up the jet sweep for Najee Whitworth. Whitworth with a great head of steam, stretches it out. He's forced out of bounds the Bessemer City sideline after a gain of about 5.
Did a good job getting that corner secured over there. Whitworth was able to turn upfield just for a little bit, like you said, about a 5-yard gain. We've got...
Might have an injured player on the field. Did Whitworth get up?
Okay, somebody is still down there.
That might be Whitworth over there. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Cherryville Ironman Football, 92.9 WCSL, 1590 AM, brought to you by Bug Busters of Lincoln.
Hospice Cleveland County now has a new name, Via Health Partners. It's a new name, but still the same exceptional care. The comfort of their patients is their top priority, and that's why they offer hospice care wherever the patient calls. Via Health Partners.
What happened? No, with that.
Oh, his handoff wouldn't get up the middle. He gets all the way to. He gets to the 29-yard line. So gain of 6 and a Turner Hauser Insurance first down. Somehow that got bumped. Handoff again up the middle. Good progress there. It gets across the 20. Well, gets to the 20-yard line. So a gain of 9 on first down.
Number 3, Shannon Reed is the ball carrier.
So we're down to 128 in the quarter. And a gain of 9, so 2nd and 1. And North Lincoln is in the red zone at the 20-yard line. Wingate again up the middle. They're just pounding away at the interior line of East Lincoln. And he gets to the 15-yard line. So there'll be a Turner Hauser Insurance first down. And East Lincoln is countering with Christopher Wilson, the 6'3 junior, who takes up a lot of room inside. So that'll be kind of a counter to that. Sight back to pass throws. He's got a receiver in the end zone. It's broken up at the last second. Pass is intended for number 10, Doden. And it's incomplete. There were 3 Mustangs back there in coverage.
Yeah, it was a good thing it was as deep in the end zone as it was because there was more Mustangs than there were Knights in that territory there.
So the clock stops, 53 seconds to go in the half. North Lincoln at the 15. Okay, flags are flying. And, well, 13 can go in motion, but now you got offsides on East Lincoln. So that is the 6th penalty of the half against the Mustangs. 2 against North Lincoln. And they'll be down at the 5-yard line, 2nd and 5.
Yeah, so North Lincoln's running a little bit of a tight end set as well to counteract a little bit of what East Lincoln tried to do offensively, but this is more what they do anyway. So we got tight end set to the left with a wing back.
Handoff up the middle. Wingate gets across the 5, pulled down at about the 3. Timeout while the chains are moved. So 7 yards on that. It's going to be first and goal for the Knights. Now the clock is wound again. 42 seconds left. They're at the 4-yard line.
No hurry.
So they're in good shape time-wise. Taking their time, running like they normally do. Now we got a wide receiver on the wrong side of the formation. He hustles back to the other side. 12 on the play clock. Handoff. Nope, Sipe keeps it. He's going to go around the right side and walks into the end zone. Touchdown, North Lincoln. So with 18 seconds left in the quarter, it's an Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram touchdown for North Lincoln. And that'll bring on Dillingham this time, if he can stay in the game, for the James River Equipment PAT.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that was accidentally on purpose, that receiver sprinting all the way from the right to the left, because Sipe went back right.
And a fake, they don't kick the extra point. They go for 2, pitch out, and they follow the lineman into the end zone, so the James River Equipment conversion for 2 points is good. So with 18 seconds to go on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, it's North Lincoln 18 and the Mustangs 7. We'll keep it here for the kickoff as we have just 18 seconds to go in the half. Nice little bit of trickeration there. Dillingham was in the game, but they snap it, pitch it out, and run it in for the 2-point conversion.
That's been like the new latest thing. A lot of teams doing that on PATs, lining up sort of that wide formation, try to see how they defend it. A lot of teams going for it on that. We've seen a couple of those converted this year already.
Yeah.
But
some teams do it all the time just because they don't have a kicker.
Exactly.
North Lincoln has 2 kickers that can make extra points and one that can bomb some field goals. So they've got options, as they say.
So that was a 5-minute plus drive, right? About 5.5.
5 minutes and 32 seconds.
Yeah, like I said,
so
they get
2
the
long
ball.
drives the last 2 possessions.
Get the ball again here in the second half, going for that double.
So they did go, they will get the double here because 18 seconds left. They might get 1 or 2 plays off because undoubtedly Dillingham's going to try and blast it in the end zone. Put him on the 20-yard line again. So Dillingham strides up, kicks high, and it's going to be into the end zone on the fly again. Another touchback, and it'll be 1st and 10 for East Lincoln. And that was actually probably a smart move. You don't run any time off the clock. If it's going to go in the end zone, let it go. Where's Ari? Who was the one? Frozen? I don't know. Let it go, or something like that.
Thought your daughters have already grown up and moved out of the house. You've been secretly
you
watching
still
Disney
hear
Channel?
stuff. I've got younger nieces and nephews.
Oh, okay.
I'm the old guy. So 1st and 10 for East Lincoln, 18 seconds to go, but they've got 80 yards to go, but they can do it. 2 timeouts.
Yeah, the way they play it, I wonder how they're going to play it. It'll probably be one of those. We'll see what we do on first down. Make up our mind after that. You got Jackson Dollar and Beam on this side, the Jackson brothers on the left.
The Jackson 2.
Fletcher McLean out to the right.
He is a large young man for a wide receiver.
Looks like Forney trip set with the Jacksons on this side.
So you've got trips to this side. Good to see Forney back in the game after he went out. 18 seconds to go, 1st 10. Hand off to Daly, and they're going to play this one close to the vest. He goes up the middle, maybe gets a couple yards, and that's about it. And is that going to be it? Hold on. We got 4 seconds, 3. They're spotting it really slowly. I'm not sure.
And there's a snap, a handoff. That's to Jaden Adams. Adams hops his way in, so the 2-point conversion is good. So with 1:05 remaining in the first half, After being down 8-0 just a few minutes ago, Bessemer City scores twice in a row. They have taken the lead over Cherryville 16-8. You're listening to Ironman Football, 92.9 WCSF, 1590 AM, brought to you by Bug Busters of Lincolnton.
Since 1934, that's right, 1934, Watson Insurance Agency has been providing the people of our area the best possible combination of insurance, risk management techniques, and personalized service in the most efficient manner possible. And today, the tradition continues. Watson Insurance is one of the largest independently owned brokers in the Southeast. Represent over 30 of the largest and financially sound insurance carriers today. Before you buy, get a quote with offices in Gastonia, Lincoln, and Belmont and Lake Wylie. Find out more at WatsonInsurance.com.
Welcome back to Rudersville Stadium on the campus of Cherryville High School. A minute, 5 seconds remaining in the first half. Bessemer City has just taken their first lead of the game. They are up on the Cherryville Ironmen 16-8. Chip Carter here along with Brian Faree. Bessemer City prepares to kick off. Now let's see how conservative Cherryville is going to be. It might be dependent on how well this kickoff return is. They've got Jackson Hebner, Rayshawn Sewell, and Najee Whitworth, the three guys you would want to be able to return. That's who's back. This one's going to go to Hebner. Hebner's going to take it right at the goal line, and they're not. He's blowing a whistle. They're going to signal him down. The fact that he caught it in the end zone, they're going to say it's a touchback. He didn't signal that he wanted to down. He wanted to.
Sooner or later, everyone wants to make their home dreams a reality. I'm sure you've seen the television shows and flip through magazines, and you know what you want. Or then again, maybe you're not sure. You know that you want something different and something better. Get started today by contacting the building professionals at Key Builders in Lincoln. Visit the website at keybuildersnc.com and check out their many floor plans. There's one there for you and your family. Key Builders, locally owned and operated at 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. See the page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain. Explore the outdoors with a Can-Am from Power Max Motorsports at Iron Station. From open road to the trails, there's a Can-Am right for you. And now the new 2025 Can-Ams are in stock. And ask about promotional financing on the remaining 2024 Can-Am models. And see the street-legal, road-ready Can-Ams with heating and air conditioning. And be sure to check out the end-of-the-season deals on the remaining Toro mowers. That's Power Max Motorsports, 3636 East Highway 27 at Iron Station. Online at PowerMaxMotorsports.com. Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln has been serving the Piedmont of North and South Carolina since 1919. Sure, they deliver to your home with home heating oils. They'll help keep you warm, but they do a whole lot more. They feature bulk fuel delivery, on-site and commercial fueling, backup generator fueling, and farm and agricultural fueling. For home or business or farms, call on Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln, 704-735-2508. Online at rhodesandbill.com, located at 1404 East Main Street in Lincoln. Like them on Facebook too. Start up the savings on your auto insurance with a stop at Turner Hauser Insurance Group in downtown Lincoln, your area insurance agency. Jamie Hauser invites you to stop in and find out how you can save money on all of your insurance needs, from home to auto to commercial to farm to life. Visit them at their office at 228 East Main Street, downtown Lincoln. Just look for the big blue awning. That's Turner Hauser Insurance Group, your area insurance agency. Call 704-732-9577 or visit the website at turnerhauserins.com.
I work my tractors really hard. I give all they've got. I demand as much horsepower as they can possibly give me. I tell you what, I've had these Coyote tractors for probably 10 years now. They've served me well. Been good.
Your Coyote dealer is Weston Sales, Highway 18 North, the 27 West intersection in Vale. For the folks in Cherryville and Shelby, I'm sure you remember when the Western Steer was in your town, and we wish they were still here. But I've got good news. There's a Western Steer just a few minutes up the road in Newton. From Cherryville, hop on Highway 321 Business. And from Shelby, go Highway 18 to 10 to Newton. You get real comfort food, home cooked style with down-home hospitality. Try their big unbeatable buffet or order from their menu. And they've got a party room for big groups. The Western Steer in Newton, 334 Southwest Boulevard in Newton at the Highway 10 and 321 Business intersection. Open Wednesday through Sunday.
Or go to allraytire.com for more information. From an oil change to brakes to tune-ups to North Carolina inspections, see All Ray Tire Center, West Main Street in Forest City, East Main Street in Cherryville.
It's a fantastic fun fall sale at Abernathy's Chevrolet Buick GMC on East Main Street in Lincoln. Now's the time to buy and save, like up to $8,000 in savings on the new Chevy Silverado and GMC Sierra. See the lineup of Buick SUVs, also the Trax and Trailblazers. And the 2025 Chevrolet Equinox is in stock waiting for you. And don't forget about the Car Bravo pre-owned vehicles. Drive with confidence and save big now during the fantastic fun fall sale at Abernathy's Chevrolet Buick GMC, 1445 East Main Street, Lincoln. Online at AbernathyChevrolet.com. Ram Power Days are underway at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lincoln. Power on with the strength of a new Ram truck. Now get $3,000 retail consumer cash allowance on most new 2025 Ram 1500 models. And now get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on the new 2024 Ram ProMaster models. Power on during Ram Power Days at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1442 East Main Street in Lincoln. Call Bean Brothers Landscaping in Lincoln and ask about their lawn care agreements for both residential and commercial, starting at $199 per month, including mowing, edging, string trimming, and blowing. Silver, gold, and platinum packages are available on a 12-month agreement, including 41 yearly visits, 30 weekly March through September, 11 off-season visits during October through February. And they'll even clean out your flower beds. Call Bean Brothers Landscaping at 704-718-4988, 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln. Online at beanbrotherslandscaping.com. Like them on Facebook, too.
For your pest control for your home or business, who you gonna call? Bug Busters. For over 25 years, they've been serving North and South Carolina with the best in professional pest control. Family and veteran owned and operated. From crawl space encapsulation to termites to wildlife to pest control to structural repair to waterproofing. They do it all. Call 704-732-2227. Online at bugbusters.com. Like them on Facebook too. Who you gonna call? Bug Busters.
Polaris Deal Days are underway at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Now get up to $3,000 off select off-road Polaris vehicles. Built to go, priced to move. Also, it's the CF Moto All Cylinders Sales Event with financing as low as 0.99% or rebates up to $1,500. And get Honda bonus bucks up to $1,500 for accessories, protection plans, or for your down payment at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
You can book your tee time zone.
It's now time for the Stadium Halftime Show, brought to you by Power Max Motorsports of Lincolnton. And on our First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard with offices in Lincolnton, Boger City, Denver, and West Lincoln, it's 18-7. North Lincoln with the advantage in quite a few areas. Number one, time of possession. Number two, field position. And number three, points.
Yeah, like you say, they just executed a little bit better clip than East Lincoln. East Lincoln has had a couple big plays, but they've either been stopped by North Lincoln or by themselves. So, I mean, it's been a good job here by North Lincoln, just kind of controlling the clock, as you mentioned, and finishing the drives, number one. So we'll see what East Lincoln's got for them at the half, but they'll have to stop North Lincoln as they get the ball coming out of the half.
Taking a look at some of the halftime stats, team-wise for East Lincoln, 9 rushes for 49 yards. They were getting it done with a passing game, though. 9 of 13, 123 yards, and a 34-yard touchdown pass from Lawless to Beam with 5:50 to go in the second quarter. That completed a very long drive. And then North Lincoln came right back with another long drive of their own and basically used all the rest of the clock. Got it down to 18 seconds. So they were 9 of 13, 123 yards passing, a touchdown, so 162 yards of total offense. Leading receiver for them is Jackson Beam, 4 catches for 66 yards. Forney has 2 catches. Jackson Dollar, the tight end, has 2 catches. And Fletcher McLean has 1 catch. Leading rusher is Chris Daly, 6 carries for 27 yards. And Grant Lawless has 3 carries for 22. He got 21 of those on that first carry, and then there's a sack in there that kind of wiped out his second carry. Big thing besides field position is 6 penalties for North Lincoln for 50 yards. That's exactly what Coach was talking about before the game when he mentioned we got to be a little more disciplined.
Yeah, like you say, a lot of those were penalties tacked on to something that already North Lincoln had done, or close to first downs, if not first downs, and just helping out North Lincoln when they don't need any help.
No, they haven't required any. So actually, it looks like East Lincoln has outgained North Lincoln. Let's see, my math right? Yeah, 100. That's 172 yards. I didn't even do that right. So 172 yards offense, because they moved it a couple times pretty well, but then stalled, and then they finally got the 80-yard touchdown run, because they had 3 possessions in the first half, and they all started at their 20-yard line. Well, actually, the fourth one, after the kickoff, they just took it at the 20. So Dillingham, again, has kept them pinned back. No short fields.
MVP might be Dillingham in the first half.
Okay, and for North Lincoln, 2 of 3 passing for 38 yards. 1 catch by Aaron Doden for 25 yards. Another by number 20, Colton Dan. No, that's Colton Daniels. That's the wrong team.
Is that Agee?
Yeah, Landon Agee for 13 yards. Some of that got wiped out on a penalty there. But so we've got, let's see, and 22 rushes for 109 yards. So right about 5 yards a clip. That's what you want for your rushing attack. So you've got Landon Agee, 6 carries for 38 yards. Shannon Wingate, 10 carries for 39 yards. He's been getting a lot of tough yardage inside for them. Number 13 is Tim Folk. He's got 4 carries for 23. Sipe has 1 carry for 8, and Doden has 1 carry for 1. They have a total of 109 yards rushing and a total of 147 yards offense. But only 2 penalties for 20 yards, and they've had much better field position. They've started at the East 49, their own 29, and their 36-yard line. So they've definitely had shorter fields to work with. And they will get the ball to start second half.
Yeah, like you say, I don't know if you want to add some of those penalty yards to their total yards.
True.
Yeah, because, that would put them past. But, yeah, pretty even as far as yardage-wise. But 2 things can stand out. The penalties against East Lincoln, and then, of course, the leg of Dillingham. Like I say, kicking off, and they haven't been able to return any of the kicks, always starting at the 20-yard line. Of course, he had his little equipment issue, didn't kick the extra point on the second one.
And they tried out another kicker.
They tried another kicker, and he makes it. So maybe it's just a kicking game in general for North Lincoln, a distinct advantage.
No punts.
No punts, yeah. They've scored on every drive, right? 3 for 3.
Now
touchdowns and a field goal, or is there one in there?
Yeah, field goal, touchdown, yep.
Okay.
East has not totally stopped them yet. So again, the score here is 18-7. We'll take another quick timeout here, and we'll come back and take a look at some scores around the area.
Online at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden. Just go online at glenoaksgolf.com. Pick out your tee time and book it. Check out their pro shop, snack bar, driving range, and banquet hall. And memberships are available. For more information, call 828-428-2451. Or again, go online at glenoaksgolf.com and like them on Facebook too. For over 60 years, Honda Motorcycles of Shelby has been serving this area, and they continue to do so today. Right now, you'll find a good inventory of dirt bikes, plus 150 and up to 450 models of on- and off-road bikes. See the new 2024 Honda Rebel, along with 4x4 ATVs and side-by-sides, including the Pioneer and the Talon. plus gold wings and trikes. And don't forget about their parts and service department. That's Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at HondaMotorcyclesofShelby.com. Tarzan says it's the biggest tree cutting special he's ever seen from J. Douglas Tree Service. Why, it's so big, it's driving cheetah bananas. Now, for a limited time from J. Douglas Tree Service, all current customers can take 10% off. But that's not all. New customers get 20% off. Trim it up, cut it down, and they also do stump grinding. And they've just recently added the 75-foot bucket truck. Call 704-689-9459. Again, 704-689-9459 for a free estimate. That's J. Douglas Tree Service.
Your land, your vision. At James River Equipment, we know every property is unique. Whether you're planting a garden, raising livestock, or just enjoying wide open spaces, we've got the perfect John Deere tractor for you. And right now, you can get 0% financing for 72 months on select John Deere compact tractors. Visit JamesRiverEquipment.com to find a location near you. Ends 10/25/24. Subject to approved credit with John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. James River delivers.
Sooner or later, everyone wants to make their home dreams a reality. I'm sure you've seen the television shows and flip through magazines and you know what you want. Or then again, maybe you're not sure. You know that you want something different and something better. Get started today by contacting the building professionals at Key Builders in Lincoln. Visit the website at keybuildersnc.com and check out their many floor plans. There's one there for you and your family. Key Builders, locally owned and operated at 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. See the page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain.
Back now on the Stadium Halftime Show, brought to you by Power Max Motorsports of Lincolnton. And let's take a look at some of the other scores around the area tonight. Scott?
Well, I think we heard it a little while ago, but we had, Lincolnton 21-7 over West Lincoln.
Right.
Obviously, that's big for the 2A.
It's going to get Lincolnton probably one home game, maybe two.
Yeah, like you say,
God, their opponent's winning percentage is going to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
For their schedule.
But then, of course, we've got Bessemer City leading Cherryville 16-8 and Crest 23, Kings Mountain 10. And I think that's all I got from Woodchuck Shopper. I don't know where he got the Shelby score from, but
not sure.
I don't have it on mine.
Well, he's just better than us then, I guess.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. But, like you say, maybe I can grab maybe some of these rankings here. This is the 3A. And 2A, as we mentioned, kind of Lincolnton, who's coming into the game ranked 18th. And again, if they pull it out, they'll be 6-4. Will win the conference.
They should move up several spots.
It had to be at least one of 11. Yeah, like I say, I would imagine they might be down. I think I did rank them here on a different sheet, kind of where they are. And I think at Lincolnton 10 out of 11 where they stand now. But, of course, that could change with all the games going on.
That'll go up. And their opponents winning. There's three big components: your winning percentage, your opponent's winning percentage, and your opponent's winning percentage. I mean, it gets crazy at that point. But their schedule is just brutal because they've had South Point, East Lincoln, North Lincoln, and that was their non-conference. And then you got Bunker Hill and Maiden and others in there. So their opponent's winning percentage has got to be pretty hefty. And that, I think, that and getting a little higher percentage here, they'll be going from 5-4, which is .555. If they're 6-4, then they go to .6. And as tightly packed as that gets in the RPI down here, .5 like that can make a pretty good sized jump.
Right. Yeah, I mean, because you got Bunker Hill ahead of them, who's in their conference, and I thought there was one other one. Well, Maiden just ahead of them.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about these RPIs is they don't always agree with the conference standings. Because over on the 3A side, just looking at the Western Foothills 3A, Hickory is ranked behind Statesville and North Lincoln. Who's in front now? North Lincoln's 5th. Statesville is 6th, and Hickory is 8th.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the teams, Hickory's far and away the best team.
There's no question. Yeah, like I said, I think I did the same, just kind of an early sort of mock. And, of course, it's based on what's happening now. I got Crest at 1 because they're ranked, their RPI is 1. But Hickory, again, being ranked, we said 8th. They're the 4 as of now.
But they'll be
number 4 seed in the West.
Oh, they're 4 based on the leaders. Okay.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, because they take the leader out of each conference and then they rank them.
Right.
So, yeah.
Wes Henderson at 2, and then AC Reynolds 3. Again, that's just based on what
and
where
AC
we are
Reynolds
at this
has got to play this week. I mean, everybody plays this week, and then a lot of the mountain teams are probably going to have another game, and we've got locally got some games. So it's still a lot to be decided before they do the seedings on November 9th.
Oh, yeah, like you say, all the rivalry games that we got in our area tonight, and then, you've got some of those, Catawba and Iredale schools that are still having to play next week. Yeah, and like you say, there's a game on Saturday. I think you mentioned earlier in the pregame, if we were on the air, that, so they're supposed to get those first initial 32 brackets done, 32 team brackets, and then but a game on Saturday, it probably will take a while to get the 2A squared away. And I think after that, then they had the schools kind of call in and make a point or make sure things are clarified later in the day. And so sometimes it might not be till that evening. It's even maybe even Sunday morning.
Yeah.
By the time you get the official.
Looking at next week, Bunker Hill plays at West Caldwell, so you would figure that would be a W for Bunker Hill. And then next Saturday, Bandy's plays at East Burke. That's the one that's going to hold things up in 2A, at least for this conference. And let's see. And then a couple other notes tonight. Also in the Western Foothills 3A, North Iredell and West Iredell play inter-county battle, another rivalry game. But Fred T. Ford is at St. Stephen's. So could the second longest losing streak in North Carolina go down tonight? Possibly. And also, West Caldwell is at East Burke. So you got 2 teams there that have 1 game between them. East Burke's won once. And you got West Caldwell, who's only 2 or 3 games behind. So Bandy's, Bandy's is leading Bunker Hill 28-12. What has happened with Bunker Hill the last 3 weeks? It's almost like they forgot how to play football. So we just got a nice update there. Oh, and someone said they have a hurt running back. Well, from what I heard from the Maiden, I've got a friend in the Maiden program, and he said they did a lot of crazy stuff against Maiden. They started trying to throw the ball, and other than that's not Bunker Hill. Bunker Hill and West Lincoln are pretty similar. Well, that's it for the Stadium Halftime Show, brought to you by Power Max Motorsports of Lincolnton. So we're about ready for the second half kickoff. Mulkey will kick off for East Lincoln. Back deep for North Lincoln. Is that Shannon Wingate fielding a kick? Let's see, we've got
AG and
Wingate back to receive this. And this is going to be a big possession for both teams. Yeah. North Lincoln can really put some distance in there if they take this, drive down the field and score. East needs a defensive stop. Yeah, they don't have one yet.
I'll start with kind of what they did in the kickoff. They pooched it last time to about the 30. We'll see if that's kind of the game plan here again to keep it out of Wingate and AG's hands. But you're exactly right. They need a defensive stop. They can't even let it get down here and let Dillingham punch one in with his leg.
Because that would make it 21 full 2-score game.
Right.
right now it's 11, which you can do with a field goal, a touchdown, and 2-point conversion. So Mulkey with a short run up, pooch kick, again, caught it about the 24-yard line, and it's run up the left sideline, and they're going to have field position out near the 40-yard line. Again, North Lincoln getting the best of the field position battle to start their drives.
Yeah, like you say, I think it was Dylan Jenkins that that returned the first one. It was very eerily similar. I think he actually got more yards on this kickoff. But the kicking game advantage, special team advantage, is definitely with North Lincoln.
So, excuse me, that'll be the 39-yard line, but still 17-yard return, even on a short pooch kick like that. So, again, North Lincoln in their traditional two-wing-back offense, handoff to Wingate. He just burrows behind the left side, gets maybe 2, and that will be about all. So that's his 11th carry. He's now up to 41 yards. Well, they're going to say that's a gain of 3. Again, spots have been an interesting art form for referees all season long in games we've watched.
We've seen some things.
Yes, we've seen some things.
But 4-yard clip.
Yeah. Pitch, this time around the right side, it's Agee. He gets out to midfield, gets blasted out of bounds. Nice job by Daly. Guess he's tired of being hit, and he hit somebody else. But he gets out to midfield, and that will be a Turner Hauser Insurance first down.
Yeah, again, like you said, just a great job by Sipe. Just reading, again, last man in the line. If they don't give it to Wingate, it's just interesting how he sort of tucks it like he's going to run it. I don't know if that's trying to fool the defense into thinking he's running it, and at the last second, nice little pitch. Agee was able to get out wide and pick up the 7 yards, 8-yard total, and another Turner Hauser Insurance first down.
From midfield, handoff to Wingate. He gets through the left side, but gets knocked down hard after a short gain of 3 yards. And again, that's enough yardage that they'll, well, we can live with that. 3 here, another 3. Almost a first down.
Well, positive yards, stay on the chains, keep the clock moving. You're up by 11.
And driving.
North Lincoln football.
Cross to Mustang territory at the 47-yard line. Sipe keeps it, pitches, it's behind. Folk has to fall on it. It was behind Folk. It was not a good pitch, not Folk's fault. He stopped to try to catch it, still wasn't able to. And so the 3 yards they got on the last play, and this is loss of 4 on this one.
Yeah, that time, there was no fooling. I think Sipe fooled himself because he was really trying to pull in that last defensive player, and he didn't bite on it. And by that time, Agee's relationship to him was a little bit ahead, and that's why he pitched it behind him.
So now 3rd and 11. Again, they want to keep this drive, keep the clock going. Sipe keeps it, pitches earlier this time to Agee. He gets out across the 50, gets some of the yardage back, but he's going to be brought down at the 49-yard line. Short gain of just 2 on the play. And that's going to force 4th down. So the fumble, yet another fumble. That's another one for North Lincoln. This time, they have not lost either one of them, but they've lost enough yardage. It's put them off. And East Lincoln will get their first stop of the game.
And a good time for it, as we mentioned. Just take some, that double whammy, taking the ball in at the end of the first half and now stopping them here in the second half. Now it's time to see what they can do on the offensive side, get this momentum back.
So snap is back, kick is up, high wobbly kick, goes out of bounds. Fair catch is made by Grant Lawless on the sideline.
Comes my favorite, exact art.
They keep walking,
taking his protractor out and getting the angle down here.
Becomes math class now. So there's the punt, first one of the game, first stop of the game. And so it'll be 1st and 10 at something other than the 20-yard line for East Lincoln. They're all the way out to the 28 this time. Ooh. So the field's only 72 yards to the end zone as opposed to 80.
Well, they'll
It's
take all they
10%
can
shorter.
get. That's right. They'll take whatever
Okay,
they can
speaking
get.
of math. So 2 wide receivers each side. Daly in the backfield. Fumble. The exchange was not good between Daly and Wallace. Wallace falls on the ball. So we've had 3 fumbles now in the game, but no changes of possession.
And
But
maybe a little nerves on that one.
possibly they'll lose 4 on that one. And that gets charged to Wallace. Wallace back to pass, quick out pattern off the hands. Is that Daly or McLean?
I think that's Fletcher McLean.
That's Fletcher
I think.
McLean, number 5. Yes, that's for Jalen Fletcher McLean.
As you
And it's
mentioned.
just off the end of his fingertips.
Yeah, he's got a little bit different build than a typical wide receiver. He looks more like a tight end.
He
but
does.
He is on the perimeter. He's got good
That's
speed.
what I was saying earlier, is that he's thick for a wide receiver. And now they're going to bring in Evan Mateel, a linebacker who also plays tight end. So it'll be 3rd down and 14. East
Going with-
Lincoln trying to take advantage of finally stopping North.
Here's the 2 tight end with Jackson Dollar as the other one.
Laws back to pass. He fires one way downfield. He's got a receiver behind him. And it's just a little bit too long. But a flag back where Lawless threw the ball. Are we going to have roughing the passer?
Well, East Lincoln
And
clapping
they're
their
clapping.
hands.
Oh, penalty on the Knights, roughing the passer, and that's going to be a Turner Hauser Insurance 1st down. Is it automatic or?
Yes. Well, it's 15, so it should.
Oh, it just made
It
it.
might just make it.
If it wasn't an automatic 1st down, it made it by about a yard. So North Lincoln stopped East Lincoln, but commits the penalty, and it gives them a fresh set of downs now at the 39-yard line.
And I mentioned this is the 2 tight end set for East Lincoln.
Lawless keeps it, and he's hitting the backfield, spins out of it a bit, but Bassani stays with him and brings him down. He gets across the 40 to the 41 for a couple, but that's about all.
I'll tell you what, that shows some strength. Ryan Bassani is one of the best tacklers I think we've seen here in Lincoln County, and that was a fantastic effort by Lawless
The only one
to get
probably-
any positive.
The only one better would be probably 2 years ago, Ben Cutter, who was on that wicked defense for East Lincoln that won the state title and is playing now at West Virginia.
Okay.
He's those two were just maniacs that year. It was amazing how many tackles between the two. Lawless back to pass. He's under pressure, and he's brought down, and it will be a sack. Now, they're saying no gain, but who knows with the spots we've seen this year. Okay, no gain, so it makes it 3rd down and 8. They've got to get to the 49-yard line for a Turner Hauser Insurance 1st down. Let's see, we just got a big batch of scores from Kevin. Is there anything new? Oh, there's a ton of them in there. Finally,
Well, 7 seconds.
Hickory and Statesville, 14 all. Ooh. Lawless rolls out left, throws to the sideline. He's got Beam, 1st down, just past the sticks at the 49-yard line of the Knights. So that'll be a gain of 10 on that.
Just seems like every time they need a big yard, it's the 2 of them. It's Lawless to Beam, and I was watching Beam as they're right in front of us. He just went about 3 to 4 yards beyond the sticks, came around, turned around, got 1 yard, and when he caught it, stepped out of bounds. Turner Hauser Insurance 1st down for East Lincoln.
And we've got a whistle, flag down on the far sideline.
Oh. Penalties are turning around here a little bit.
That's going to be 5 yards, legal substitution.
I think they call line up in the neutral zone.
Well, I thought they did this motion, but I don't know.
Oh, I may have missed, yeah.
Or something. But it's 5 yards regardless. And 1st and 5, which is not something you want to give Matt Beam.
No.
That just opens up the playbook. So again, at the 44, Lawless back to pass, looks, throws. He's got a man over the middle. Catch is made. Nice adjustment by Jackson Dollar. He hauls that one in. That was just a little bit high and behind him, it looked like. Puts it on the 15, so a gain of 29 on the pass. So it's 1st and 10 at the 15. Mustangs line up quickly and run the play quickly. Lawless throws, lofts it in the end zone for Dollar. He makes the adjustment. Touchdown, Mustangs. So a nice play by Dollar. Last two, he's turning out to be a pretty good tight end.
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, he can line up at the tight end, and that time he lined up at the wide receiver. And I was watching, they were throwing that pass in pregame. They ran it 3 or 4 times. Not surprised that they ran it on that one. Great stop there coming out of the half, and a great drive there for East Lincoln to get themselves back in the ball game. 5:17, third quarter.
I guess it's a little early to chase points, but I would think, wouldn't you go for 2 and make it a 1-possession game or a 3-pointer? Nope, they're going to kick the extra point. Snap is good, kick is good, and the James River Equipment PAT is converted, and the score is now North Lincoln 18, East Lincoln 14. We've got 5:17 to go in the third quarter. So a stop and a score, which is, we were saying that's what East really needed. They had not stopped North Lincoln yet. So we get a 15-yard touchdown pass.
And a huddle here by the officials. Who knows what's going on down there?
Oh, they're probably afraid of the dark. Because the lights are going on and off here. It's like, well, we don't trip over anything if we don't move.
Keep these lights under control.
Yeah, we don't need any delay of game penalties like they got in Lincolnton earlier this season. So the 15-yard touchdown pass, an Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Lincolnton touchdown. And the PAT makes it 18-14. And we've got a lot of time yet to play. 5:17 to go.
Here's a little change. They got Rinkus lined up at the 30 instead of, I think it was what? And they change up the kick.
Kind of a squib kick. It's bounced down to the 30-yard line, grabbed out of the air by number 35. I've got to go down the roster to find who that is.
Might be the extra sheet.
Uh-oh.
The extra sheet.
I don't have that one.
Anthony Alberti.
Okay. Thank you. But didn't he get a bunch of...
Remember, they were sitting in front of us.
Yes, they were sitting in front of us at the Ford game. His parents going crazy every time he touched the ball.
Yeah, he got one down, inside the 2 or 3 yard line, but then
and
they
then
gave
somebody else
scored.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck? So Alberti downs it. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Knights at their own 30-yard line, but now only leading by 4. Handoff, Wingate up the middle. He gets out to the 35-yard line. So a gain of 4. He's wrapped up there by Jalen Abernathy.
Haven't called him too much tonight. He needs to have a good second half here.
And Chris Wilson, the man-child there in the middle of the line. Yeah, putting him in there, keeping him in there as much as they have. Maybe it's tying up 2 blockers and making it a little harder for Wingate to do.
Can swallow 2
because he's getting usually some long runs, even running inside. Sipe hands off to Wingate again. Not much there. No, he did keep it and pitch it. Well, I bid on the fake. So did some of the players. So it's number 13, Folk. He goes from the 35 out to the 46-yard line, so he gains 11, and that'll be a Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Knights.
Yeah, he had me bid too. I was looking at.
I was looking at the play coming to the around the right end here with Wingate. I missed that one.
Yeah, it was Wingate. Yeah, we all bid on it.
Even some of the defense. Handoff Wingate up the middle. Now that looks more like we might see with Wingate. You get a hole, he blasts through it, and they're going to give him enough for the first down. So a gain of 10. Daniels with a tackle, but not before another Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Knights as the chains move.
I don't know if that was Wingate's best run, but it certainly was his hardest run.
He had a 16-yarder and a 13-yarder earlier, so
that one just like he was shot out of a cannon. Look, he was on a mission on that one.
But that's usually that's more what we see out of him. They just open a quick hole and he just blasts through it.
Yeah, and again, they're getting a little wider with that veer, trying to get away from that inside tackle.
1st and 10 on the far hash. Handoff up the middle. It's Wingate again.
Brought down by number 15, Cooper Harpster, doing 4.
So he's brought down by Harpster. They'll say a gain of 4. So he's now up to 15 carries on the night. 5 already this half.
A little more conscious effort to give it to Wingate.
3:28 to go in the third quarter. Sight back to pass, throws. He's looking for a guy downfield. And the receiver runs up the back of the defender as both are looking for the ball, so it falls incomplete. So they try and throw. It was second and manageable. Now it's third and somewhat manageable. 6 yards.
Yeah, usually that's a little unusual going out wide. I think he was the only receiver out in a pattern there. And I didn't see anybody up the seam, which is what they usually do to catch the defenses.
Handoff straight up the middle. It's Wingate. He's got an opening. He blasts across the 30, the 25, and he's down, but not before another Turner Hauser Insurance first down. Another just blast right up the middle. And he goes from the 40 all the way to the 24, so 16 on that one, his longest run of the night.
He's running a little bit more purpose again here on this drive. They've done a good job, again, adjusting that veer sort of give. Sometimes it's a little tighter, but East Lincoln's been doing a good job stuffing that. They're going a little wider with Wingate here in the second half and going left.
16 carries for 79 yards now. Wingate again, straight up the middle. North Lincoln line doing a good job opening up enough of a gap for him to come flying through. So Wingate again, he gets 6. And now he's up to 85 yards. And he only had 40 at half.
Well,
it's like you said, it appears to be a conscious effort. Okay, hit these guys, get Wingate going. And that will open up some other things too.
Yeah, they should be able to sight again, probably pull it one of these times, or maybe one of those quick little passes. We'll see.
Handoff, Wingate up the middle. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Don't change now.
And that'll be another Turner Hauser Insurance first down as he gets to the 13-yard line and a gain of 5 there. He's creeping up on 100 yards.
That Hager's first tackle?
Seriously. Yeah, I don't remember hearing his name being called. We've got Jimmy Cherry over here, longtime PA announcer for East Lincoln. I don't remember him saying Brady Hager's name.
And the problem is they got the 7 with Bassani. I know I've seen 7s. I just don't remember seeing Hager 7 for East Lincoln.
Wingate up the middle, gets inside the 10-yard line, or gets to the 10-yard line, so gain of 3. And now they bring Chris Wilson back in, the nose tackle for East Lincoln.
Nose tackle and defensive tackle all in one.
Yeah. He does take up a good amount of space there.
Space. And they put him on that defensive right, offensive left, where Wingett's been running.
And he goes through, no, keeps it, pitches. Another submarine rolling tackle. Trying to see, is that Folk? Looks like Folk had that one. But he gets from the 10 down to the 5-yard line. So it's going to be, and that's going to be the, that's going to be the end of the third quarter. And it's tightened up here in Denver. We go to the fourth quarter. North Lincoln 18, East Lincoln 14, but North Lincoln at the 5-yard line. When we come back with the fourth quarter, you're listening to high school football on KTC.
Explore the outdoors with a Can-Am from Power Max Motorsports at Iron Station. From open road to the trails, there's a Can-Am right for you. And now the new 2025 Can-Ams are in stock. And ask about promotional financing on the remaining 2024 Can-Am models. And see the street-legal, road-ready Can-Ams with heating and air conditioning. And be sure to check out the end-of-the-season deals on the remaining Toro mowers. That's Power Max Motorsports, 3636 East Highway 27 in Iron Station. Online at PowerMaxMotorsports.com.
Today, having choices at the end of life's journey is more important than ever.
Back here now for the fourth quarter. Lincoln County High School football on KTC, brought to you by our title sponsor, Bug Busters of Lincolnton. And after East had closed it down to a 4-point game, North Lincoln has been driving down the field. They've already used 5 minutes, 17 seconds. They're down to the 5-yard line, 3rd and 2, so they can get a first down without scoring. Typical North Lincoln, 2 wing backs. Hand off to Wingett. He goes up the middle. Not much there, but it'll be enough for the first down.
That'd be right on it.
It's going to be close. The marker on the other side is flipped to 4, but he's right at the 3-yard line. I can't see how this isn't a first down. And it is first and goal. It's a Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Knights. As Wingett on his 20th carry gets 2 yards, and it'll be first and goal from the 3. And North Lincoln is in no hurry, still 15 seconds on the play clock as they come to the line. Handoff up the middle, and touchdown, North Lincoln. It's an Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram touchdown for the Knights. And Shannon Wingett finishes the drive with a 3-yard plunge.
Well, I mean,
he's already at 21. I ran out. I got to start back up the next column.
I was going to say, that was all Shannon Wingett on that drive.
I can do 20 carries for any individual running back, and then I have to start at the bottom and work back up the next column. So he's already got 21 carries. So the swinging gate into the kicking formation. Jake Dillingham on. Sipe to hold. It's a James River Equipment of Shelby PAT. And it's not pretty, but it's good. So on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, it's North Lincoln 25, East Lincoln 14. We'll be back with more of the fourth quarter after this timeout.
Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln has been serving the Piedmont of North and South Carolina since 1919. Sure, they deliver to your home with home heating oils. They'll help keep you warm, but they do a whole lot more. They feature bulk fuel delivery, on-site and commercial fueling, backup generator fueling, and farm and agricultural fueling. For home or business or farms, call on Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln, 704-735-2508. Online at rhodesandbill.com, located at 1404 East Main Street in Lincoln. Like them on Facebook, too.
So a drive that started in the third quarter, ended in the fourth quarter, and they used just 2 seconds short of 6 minutes off the clock on that drive. They went 70 yards, went from their own 30, drove down and scored. Wingate plunging in from 3 yards out, and it's now an 11-point margin again, like it was at halftime. So we'll have to see how East Lincoln responds, and they're going to have to probably pick the pace up a bit because they got to score and then stop North Lincoln somehow.
Yeah.
They've only done it once, and North might have stopped themselves as much as anything. Squibb kick bounces off the receiver at the 5-yard line. That's L.J. Forney. He slides down at the 16. And that's actually going to be the worst field position of the night for either team.
Yeah, last 2 kicks by Dillingham, the PATs kind of squeaked over the crossbar, and that one was, don't know if that was on purpose or not, but got him better
It wasn't a
field position.
touchback. Yeah, now he's only at the 16 instead of the other. So again, 11 minutes and change to go in this ball game. It's 25-14 North as they try and wrap up second place in the conference. And they might actually tie for first because they lose the tiebreaker to Hickory. Because it's 14-14 Statesville and Hickory the last we heard. Quick out pattern. Looks like Jackson Beam again. And he catches it, makes the first defender miss, and gets out to gain of 15. And it's Beam again. Beam getting close to 100 yards in receptions.
Yeah, he's been their go-to player on the outside when they needed those. Usually it's a first down. First time they've done it.
Lawless back to pass. He's being harassed. He gets away, throws, and he's got a receiver coming back, but he's going to be out of bounds. Makes the catch, but he was on the sideline. So that will go incomplete, and that broke a streak of 4 straight completions for Lawless. But he was harassed by Brady Rinkus and someone else. I didn't see who that
It was 44.
Oh, is it Summy
Houston
again?
Summy, yeah. But a great job by Jackson Dollar to come back. And I thought for a second it might have stayed in bounds on that, tiptoeing along the sideline there. But a great job by Lawless to, first of all, just avoid all that pressure to even get the pass off.
2nd and 10 from the 31. Hands off to Daly around the right side. He's got an opening across the 40, across the 50. It's a foot race down the right sideline, and he's pushed out of bounds, but not before he gets to the 20-yard line. Gain of 48 yards on the play by Daly. That's his first carry of the second half.
I think that was the play they were trying to run when they had the exchange and they fumbled it.
It might have
on
been
that first drive because it looked very similar.
So Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Mustangs in the red zone. High snap, corralled, handoff to Daly. Might have thrown the timing off just a little bit on that one. And he gets to the 17-yard line. 18, they call it. It'll be 2. So Rinkus loses his hat. He has to go off for a play.
That's the second time.
And another sideline warning for East Lincoln, telling him to move back. There was one early in the game.
Usually that second one's a penalty.
Lawless catches a snap, throws. It's a touch and go, and it is a touchdown. Good call here in the press box. Uh-oh, careful. It was Jackson Beam again. He faked the out route and then turned it up, beat his defender. Back of the end zone, though, there was a little bit of dancing going on. You got to be careful these days. There's got to be careful these days.
I will wonder again when they're going to go for 2. Looks like they're.
I think they
getting lined up for the.
I'm not sure what's going on here because half the lights are out. Boom, boom, out go the lights.
Lights. We got no lights.
Well, they can see from the other side. This is like the scrimmage last year at Lincolnton where the only half the lights worked. You weren't there for that, but only half the lights worked for the whole scrimmage. It was surreal. So that's an Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Jeep Ram touchdown pass for East Lincoln from Lawless to Beam for 20 yards. The extra point by Mulkey is good, so we're back to a 4-point game. And quickly, they only used less than 2 minutes on the clock, 1:40 to do that. That's more what you come to expect out of East Lincoln sometimes.
Well, that was just a great play. Like I said, we had a perfect angle, kind of sitting a little bit back behind East Lincoln. Lawless wasn't looking at anybody else. He knew that. Yeah, my brain just went away. Oh my God, how can I forget Jackson Beam? But Jackson Beam, man, ran a little stop and go, kind of came in like he was going to come back to the ball. Did a quick little flip, turn around. Pass was already in the air when he turned around and just caught it in the back of the end zone. Great pass and catch. Lawless to Beam. And like I say, so much time to go here, 9.5 in the game.
There's a lot of time. So that's his 7th catch. And he is definitely over 100 yards now in receptions. So North Lincoln changing up their pattern here a little bit. They've brought everybody up to at least the 20-yard line because Mulkey is not kicking him very far. And he tries to, I don't know if it was an onside or if he's just trying to hit it hard, but it went right to number 8, Tanner Ayers. That's the first time we've said his name tonight.
Yeah, there's been a few guys that we
normally would hear, and we haven't.
Yeah. Well, I think that North Lincoln was trying to bring guys up to watch that little squib kick, and then bring up Wingate for the pooch kick.
Yeah,
and that was looked like an onside kick. But a good job by Ayers because it came right to him with pretty good pace on it.
He just caught it, dropped, and now they've got the ball at the 46-yard line, a shorter field. Hand off to Wingate, and again, he just drives through the left side. It's finally brought down by number 8, Caleb Loffer.
Yeah, they've ran that left side play a bunch of times. They've been staying away. Abernathy's over on the right of the offense, defensive tackle. So now they're switching Abernathy
Wilson
to the left. Offensive left, they're right. And we'll see if they picked up on that. And if they go to the right this time.
Taking their time, play clock down to 6. Sipe under center, snaps it, hand off the, he keeps it, Sipe pitches. I'm not sure that was the best decision. But the ball went out of bounds at the 44. That's right about the line to gain. So will it be a first down even with the fumble out of bounds?
That wasn't really a pitch. That was just kind of a here,
fling.
you take it.
And it is.
But
it's a
they
got a
first
fumble
down.
on the first down. Or first down on the fumble, rather.
Either way, Turner Hauser Insurance is very happy.
Yes.
That it's a first down.
They're getting mentioned for another first down. And the ball is in Mustang territory at the 44. They've only gone 10 yards, but now they're already on that side of the field. Sipe keeps it, pitches this time to A.G. cleanly around the right side, across the 40, across the 30, breaks a tackle, goes down the sideline, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, North Lincoln. An Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Lincolnton touchdown for North Lincoln. And that was a quick strike there, 44 yards for A.G. And just when it looked like East Lincoln might be able to maybe get a stop and crawl back in it again, here goes North Lincoln right down and scores. And again, they used a minute to go 54 yards. So are they going to go for 2? Nope, here comes Dillingham back into formation.
I'll keep that 2-score advantage.
Number 15, Cade Sturgill is the snapper. Sipe to hold. Snap, hold, kick is up, and that looks more like Dillingham as he blasts it to lane 9 of the track. And this track only has 8 lanes. So he flew it over the track. The James River Equipment PAT is good. So on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, it's North Lincoln 32, East Lincoln 21. We'll be back with more of the game after this.
Start up the savings on your auto insurance with a stop at Turner Hauser Insurance Group in downtown Lincoln, your area insurance agency. Jamie Hauser invites you to stop in and find out how you can save money on all of your insurance needs, from home to auto to commercial to farm to life. Visit them at their office at 228 East Main Street, downtown Lincoln. Just look for the big blue awning. That's Turner Hauser Insurance Group, your area insurance agency. Call 704-732-9577 or visit the website at turnerhauserins.com.
I think both coaches might want to go check the locker room and see where their defenses are, because neither one has come out for this. They got the one stop.
They did.
But since then, it's just been lightning strikes.
A little different game than 13-0 last year.
Yeah, definitely.
We've got 53 points.
You had
compared to 13. That's 40 more points.
3.5 minute drive for East Lincoln. Then a long drive by North Lincoln to score. Then a quick strike, a minute 40, and then a minute for North Lincoln. So high kick, and that'll go into the end zone. That looks more like it, a Dillingham touchback. And so, again, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. I'll tell you what, if North Lincoln gets a good draw in the playoff and comes down to something they need with Dillingham, I think he's going to be an advantage.
No doubt.
Against most teams. I mean, there might be some other teams with good kickers, but against most, he's a weapon.
Yeah, and especially if they're home with that turf. Again, footing shouldn't be a problem, but I don't know. The weather's been kind of nice. I don't know when our fall is going to get here, but.
Yeah, we've had, one chilly game. And it wasn't cold, it was chilly was all. Lawless in the shotgun, trailing by 11. Back to pass. Flushed out of the pocket, runs to the left, looks, throws, heaves one downfield into traffic.
Hey, what a flag!
And the receiver and the defender got tangled up. Both were looking for the ball. Of course, you can hear the East Lincoln crowd yelling for a penalty, and they might be justified.
Yeah, I was kind of trying to. I thought I was watching. They both were kind of backpedaling. They kind of tripped over each other, but it was contact. I think you can go either way with that. But
because neither had hands on the other.
Yeah.
So I guess they're calling it incidental contact because they were both looking at the ball. It was up there long enough. They were both locked in on it. So 2nd and 10. Bassani walks up to the line, then steps back. Folt drops way back. Throw over the middle.
Wow.
He didn't drop back far enough. Great catch by Fletcher McLean. Right over the shoulder pad, and the ball came loose while they were struggling. And they're saying it's North Lincoln ball. He was held up long enough, they might have said forward progress.
Yeah, I thought for sure forward progress. That was definite. I'm going to tell you, that was a heck of a throw and catch. Lawless to Fletcher McLean, because it was a tight window, and he put that on a rope.
Oh, it was a beautiful throw. Nice catch by McLean, but the ball finally gets wrenched out of his arms at the 49-yard line of the Mustangs. So that'll go down as a fumble after the reception.
Yeah,
that was close. That could have easily been forward progress, first down. Here we go. So on the turnover, again, North Lincoln with great field position, and they're just going to power through with Wingate. And they've got an 11-point lead. The clock's in their favor. It's running. Just keep pounding.
Stop by number 7, Brody Hager. Give him 6, Jim.
Yeah, like I said, the center for North Lincoln has done a fantastic job. The reason we haven't called Hager's name all night is because he's getting off the ball, getting to that second level, and putting a hat on Hager and keeping his name off the mouths of the PA. And he's doing a fantastic job getting Wingate open here, and he's been all second half for North Lincoln.
Wingate again into the center of the line. Flag comes flying in from behind from the referee that would point towards holding. Personal foul, chop block against North Lincoln.
Yeah, that's kind of the one of the signatures for an offense like this is they get down on your knees a little bit. And that time they got called. A lot of times they'll call it if there's two guys engaged with
one high,
player.
one low.
Yeah.
Yep.
As long as they're pretty much above the knee, pretty close, they won't call it. But if you get two guys on one high, one low, they'll definitely throw the flag.
All right, so it's going to be 2nd and 19 after the 15-yard mark off. They were within 4 yards of the first down, but now they are quite a ways away. Clock is back underway after the penalty is marked off. 7:15 to go in the game. North Lincoln ahead by 11. And the play clock at 5 when they snap it. Sipe pitches to Agee. He gets out to the corner. Gets wrapped around the waist. Drags a tackler to the sideline. Goes out of bounds. But a gain out to the 49, so that's 7 yards. So gain of 7. That gets them 1/3 of the yardage they need.
You know they're definitely going to let this play clock get down as much as possible.
Oh, definitely. They only snapped it at 5 last time.
Yeah. Good to see DeSantos in. I think he was number 2 here, was one that was hurt earlier in the game.
He was. Sipe keeps it. Pitches to Folk. Folk's got the corner across the 50, the 40. He's got the first down yardage and goes out of bounds at the 32. So gain of 19 on that carry.
And DeSantos playing the wideout. Great job blocking downfield. Read
And
perfectly.
he's a good size receiver too, so if he can get out there and get a block on somebody, he can lock him up for a bit.
Yeah, I got him at 6. They got him at 6'2", 200.
Yeah, that's not your typical wide receiver.
And of 24 for East Lincoln.
So Turner Hauser Insurance first down as they get to the 32-yard line. Again, clock rolling. Well, he went out of bounds, so it stopped at 6:17. Hand off to Agee again around the right side. He likes going out there. He gets out to the corner and gets to the, they're marking it at the 23. He'd be about a yard short. So a little inside-outside here. Wingate for a while. Now it's Agee burning him on the outside, especially on the touchdown run. And they haven't even had to have Sipe keep it much.
Yeah, he's done a good job. Just run it, give or pitch. Pretty much is what he's been doing here second half.
He's only carried twice. He's only needed to carry twice.
And of course, he's put the ball on the ground twice as well.
Yeah.
Just saying. Didn't get rid of him. Didn't lose him.
Wingate again up the middle. He's across the 20 into the red zone. Turner Hauser Insurance. First down on the play. They mark him at the 17. Gain of 6. Let's see, what's he up to now? 95, 104. I've got him at 116 yards on 24 carries. Right at 5 per carry. Problem is, I'm going up the column. Folks' numbers are in. They might meet at some point here shortly. I might have to veer off to the outside with Agee. That's where he's made all his bones. Handoff straight up the gut. Just Wingate powering behind his line. And he's inside the 10 now. It's a gain of 10 on that one. Is that going to be a first down? Because there was a gain of 10 roughly.
They actually going to bring out the chains, or?
Are they allowed to still do that?
I don't know. We've seen it once this year. Is that
no, they're not. They're going to put the chains down. It's going to be first and goal from the 7 for the Knights. Clock is wound. They're going to reset the clock to 25 seconds.
There it goes.
Whether there was some indecision there on whether it was a first down or not. 4:43. And since they got an extra 25, they're going to waste most of it.
Yep, take your time.
Appropriately. So first and goal from the 7. Sipe hands off, just Wingate straight up the middle. He's across the 5 to the 3, maybe the 2-yard line. Now, Harpster's had quite a few tackles, I remember.
Yeah,
tonight.
I got him at 6.
He's got a 6?
Of course, he's had 2 or 3 here in the last minute or so.
Yeah.
Again, they're just running that veer just a little wider. That's why, again, Hager hasn't been talked. They're just going more between guard and tackle. Getting ahead on Hager.
Inside 4 minutes to play, and inside the 5, Wingate steps into the end zone. Touchdown, Knights. And that should just about do it, I would imagine. It's another Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Lincolnton touchdown. And it makes it 38-21 with the James River Equipment of Shelby PAT upcoming.
Just, again, clinic by this offense. When they get going, they're hard to stop.
They are rolling now. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it's launched through again. So with 3:43 to go on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, it's North Lincoln 39, East Lincoln 21. We'll be back with the final 3:43 after this.
I work my tractors really hard. I give all they've got. I demand as much horsepower as they can possibly give me. I tell you what, I've had these Coyote tractors for probably 10 years now. They've served me well. Been good.
Your Coyote dealer is Weston Sales, Highway 18 North, the 27 West intersection in Vale. For the folks in Cherryville and Shelby, I'm sure you remember when the Western Steer was in your town, and we wish they were still here. But I've got good news. There's a Western Steer just a few minutes up the road in Newton. From Cherryville, hop on Highway 321 Business. And from Shelby, go Highway 18 to 10 to Newton. You get real comfort food, home-cooked style with down-home hospitality. Try their big unbeatable buffet or order from their menu. And they've got a party room for big groups. The Western Steer in Newton, 334 Southwest Boulevard in Newton at the Highway 10 and 321 Business intersection. Open Wednesday through Sunday.
Back now at, whoops, yeah, I got the right buttons. There we
Hello.
go. Hello.
How we doing?
Hi, good evening. I'm new to this. Dillingham with a big high kick, and that's going to hit at the 1, bounce into the end zone, yet another touchback. And it'll be 1st and 10 for East Lincoln at their own 20. But now the margin has ballooned to 18 points, and there's only 3:43 to play.
One of the closer scores as far as time, Kings Mountain 24, Crest 23.
Ooh.
That'll mess up some 3A.
Well, that'll mess up
Big
some
South.
of the RPI stuff.
And Kevin's back at the studio, pretty happy. 50-8, Bessemer City over Cherryville. And last time we had Hickory and Statesville tied at 14. I wonder how
That's
that's
the last we've heard, so that's a big surprise. I guess the game's at Statesville, but still. Whistles are going to stop this play. And we're going to have a 5-yarder marked off against East Lincoln. That is their first penalty of the second half.
Well, they've done a good job on that. They haven't just done a good job on the defensive side.
Now, looking at my play chart here, they have run 5 rushing plays, but 9 passing plays this half.
Well, playing catch-up.
Yeah, they have to. So 1st and 15, Lawless in the shotgun, throws. Receiver slips and falls. That goes harmlessly over his head, incomplete. It was intended for Beam. Let me add this up here. 24. He's at 110 yards on 7 catches. I believe 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns,
right?
yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the other one was Jackson Dollar.
Right.
Right.
How many timeouts left? Just kidding.
No one has used one this half, so. Lawless takes the snap, rolls to the right, looks, throws. He's got a receiver, makes a nice adjustment and catch. Oh, no, it went out of his hands.
Squeaked out. Yeah.
It was behind him. It was a good try by L.J. Forney to corral it. Mustang, corral.
Hey, I'm with you. Ready for the Bonanza theme to start. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun.
They didn't want us singing. We're just going to sit here.
Oh, you don't want me singing. The only way I can carry a tune is if it's on a piece of paper. And I'm handling it. So that pass is incomplete, so it's going to be 3rd and 15. Again, the clock's hardly moved. They've only used 17 seconds so far. And now, timeout East Lincoln.
East Lincoln.
So while they're taking a timeout, so will we. You're listening to Lincoln County High School football on KTC.
It's a fantastic, fun fall sale at Abernathy's Chevrolet Buick GMC on East Main Street in Lincoln. Now's the time to buy and save, like up to $8,000 in savings on the new Chevy Silverado and GMC Sierra. See the lineup of Buick SUVs, also the Trax and Trailblazers. And the 2025 Chevrolet Equinox is in stock waiting for you. And don't forget about the Car Bravo pre-owned vehicles. Drive with confidence and save big now during the fantastic, fun fall sale at Abernathy's Chevrolet Buick GMC, 1445 East Main Street, Lincoln. Online at AbernathyChevrolet.com.
Back at East Lincoln, we're down to 3:26 to play. Clock doesn't go very fast on incompletes. We're trying to see if we can get an update on the Hickory game because that's going to make things interesting here. I mean, Hickory's already clinched the number 1 seed, even if they lose. Lawless throws. He slipped, but he managed to strong arm it all the way out to Forney at the 31-yard line. That'll be a Turner Hauser Insurance first down. Nice. I mean, his foot slipped out from under him when he planted. He still threw that thing about 30-some yards on the straight line.
Trying to watch what hand he's shaking. I think it's his non-throwing hand, the way he's, as he slipped, his left hand went down because his right arm was throwing it.
And Kevin has just told us Hickory is now up 28-20 over Statesville. So that would make them undefeated, and that would put North Lincoln definitely in second by themselves.
And with the RPI, I would imagine
they could get 2 home games.
Yeah, top
even
10
as a second.
Top 10 get the automatic berth, and so they would be 11-16, probably 11 or 12.
Yeah. Lawless again, deep out pattern. Nice catch by Forney. Watched it right into his hands. He was stretched out pretty good to do it too. So that pass goes from the 41. Was about 15 yards on that one.
Yeah, but that said, they're doing a good job along the sideline because they're not using any timeouts other than the one they just used. But
it's a Turner Hauser Insurance first down, 2:40 to play. They're at the North Lincoln 41-yard line. Lawless under pressure. I'm watching behind the play here. And we're going to have a flag.
And that's on number 7, Ryan Bassani. I don't know if it was such a late hit as it was a horse collar.
I was watching behind the play with I got enthralled with Jackson Moore and Brady Rinkus. Rinkus came in so fast but slipped, and then Moore fell down on top of him.
Fell.
Yeah.
Air quotes if you couldn't hear me.
So, worked out, though. At the end of the play, they're both helping each other up.
Well, the
I wonder if there was some laughter going on there at some point.
Move the ball to the 25-yard line after that penalty.
So after the run by Lawless, he draws some extra yardage and got an official's timeout here. I think somebody's down on the far sideline. Somebody's cramping up.
Official timeout.
So a final from the other half of the county. Lincolnton 42, West Lincoln 21. So Lincolnton is going to be your Catawba Valley 2A conference champion outright in a conference that looked like they could have had 5 teams at 5-2 at the beginning of the night.
And that's what they lost 5 in a row or to start, right? And then
4 in a row.
4 in a row, and then won 6 in a row.
They've won 6 straight, and this is something we've seen out of Lincolnton before. The last 2 years, they've struggled because their non-conference is brutal. And then all of a sudden they get in conference, they get going. Rashad Lynch gets some confidence. He's hitting RJ, his little brother, who's just got rockets in his feet. And so Lincolnton is going to be a top seed. How many are there in 2A? 11?
Yeah, they get the 1 to 11 automatic burst.
So if they could get to number 8, they could theoretically have 3 home games.
Well, like you say, with their our RPI,
wait, there's
should be
32
good.
teams. Then there's 16. Then there's 8. Now the third round they'd probably be on the road, but depending on what happens.
Right.
But they would definitely have a home game in the first round of the playoffs.
And possibly, like you say, 2 being a top team.
At 0-4, not many people would have thought that would happen.
Well, like I say, I remember when we started the season, we did the jamboree, and we had Coach Engel in the box, and he said, well, we're going to know by the time we get out of conference play who we are. And I think they know.
They're a darn good football team.
They're conference champs.
We saw them, and it was like, this has got to be the best 0-4 team in the state, period. So they're still tending to a player on the far sideline. So while that is going on, let us take a timeout, and we'll be back after this 30-second commercial.
Ram Power Days are underway at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lincoln. Power on with the strength of a new Ram truck. Now get $3,000 retail consumer cash allowance on most new 2025 Ram 1500 models. And now get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on the new 2024 Ram ProMaster models. Power on during Ram Power Days at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1442 East Main Street in Lincoln. Call Bean Brothers.
Don't you love that mouse pad? Isn't that great?
This mouse pad's about to be,
about to be exterminated.
Yes, about to go out this window.
We might need a new laptop here shortly. Whoops. And so the injured player for North Lincoln has been helped out of the way. He was right on the sideline. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 30, pass over the middle, and the reception is made. Touchdown, East Lincoln. Is it Jackson Dollar again?
I believe it is.
He has turned into quite the weapon. And he's just a sophomore, so he has really developed quite a lot this year. So 25-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, it's time to go for 2, I think.
I'd say so. Your clock's getting low. He's made some really fine catches in traffic tonight.
Well, they're going to kick it.
They're going to kick the extra point. Well, it's 12. 10's not going to do much good. 11's still the same thing. Still 2 possessions. Kick by Mulkey is up and good, so the James River Equipment PAT is good. And on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, it's North Lincoln 39, Mustangs 28. We'll be back with a final 2:21 after this timeout.
Brothers Landscaping in Lincoln and ask about their lawn care agreements for both residential and commercial, starting at $199 per month, including mowing, edging, string trimming, and blowing. Silver, gold, and platinum packages are available on a 12-month agreement, including 41 yearly visits, 30 weekly March through September, 11 off-season visits during October through February. And they'll even clean out your flower beds. Call Bean Brothers Landscaping at 704-718-4988, 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln. Online at beanbrotherslandscaping.com Like them on Facebook, too.
Polaris Deal Days are underway.
All right, it's official. I hate this mouse pad.
Welcome back, Scott. We're on the air.
Oh, hey, sorry.
He doesn't care. I just hate this mouse pad regardless. All right, so another completion there, this time for 25 yards to Jackson Dollar. And it's now an 11-point game, which is what we started the half at. Problem is they ran off 22 minutes to stay at the same margin. So this time, I would imagine this is going to be a full-fledged onside attempt.
Yes. Of course, the way he just normally kicks it should just be kind of a normal kick, at least for him.
And High takes a high hop, and it's brought down. The hands team's on the field, and the hands belong to Eli Sipe. So North Lincoln will get the ball 1st and 10 at their 30-yard line.
Might be their worst start field position of the game.
It might be.
An attempted onside kick.
Because one of those ones where it kind of went short and then all of a sudden took the huge hop and it went about 10, 12 yards and down the field, and Sipe just fell on it. So 2:21 to play. North Lincoln with the ball, 11-point lead. Handoff straight up the middle. Guess who? Wingate and East Lincoln. I hear a whistle. They use a timeout? Did they? Now clock's still going.
Might just wait one more.
They'll wait one more because they did use one. Wingate now with 28 carries on the night.
And how many in the second half?
A lot.
Yes.
18 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been the workhorse tonight. Wingate again, blasts his way forward. He's close to the first down. And based on the spot, they're going to say it is a Turner Hauser Insurance first down. So after 4 on the previous, he gets exactly 6. And it's a first down, so East will not use their timeout. 90 seconds to play. And 25 still on the play clock, so that'll take them down just under a minute before they have to snap this one. If they get a short gain here, I think East would use their last timeout. But I think North can just about run it out.
It's like victory formation.
Yeah, they're in it now. And Sipe takes the knee. He'll lose 1 on the play. But the clock keeps rolling. And we're under a minute, 55 seconds to go, and that's going to do it.
One more
They
kneel down.
can't call any more. They can't call enough timeouts because they're going to be under 40 seconds anyway, and the play clock will reset. So they'll snap it one more time. There'll be about 25 seconds on the clock, and then that'll be it. And the Battle of Highway 16 will go to the North Lincoln Knights for the second straight year. And Sipe takes the knee. And the players are starting to shake hands out on the field, and that'll do it. North Lincoln will defeat the Mustangs 39-28, and that will give them second place in the conference, 6-1 record in conference, 9-1 overall. I bet they'd love to have that Hickory game back. And they may get another shot at them. They got them twice last year.
Yeah,
so
we had
him
him
this year.
Yeah, we had him in the second round. And
The weekend, all Lincoln County teams lost in the second round. It was weird. All 4 did. So the teams are shaking hands at middle of the field. The ball game is over. And on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, First Federal has offices in Lincolnton, Boger City, Denver, and West Lincoln. Final score, North Lincoln 39, Mustangs 28. We'll be back with the stadium postgame show after these timeouts.
Away at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Now get up to $3,000 off select off-road Polaris vehicles. Built to go, priced to move. Also, it's the CF Moto All Cylinders Sales Event with financing as low as 0.99% or rebates up to $1,500. And get Honda bonus bucks up to $1,500 for accessories, protection plans, or for your down payment at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
You can book your tee times online at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden. Just go online at glenoaksgolf.com. Pick out your tee time and book it. Check out their pro shop, snack bar, driving range, and banquet hall. And memberships are available. For more information, call 828-428-2451. Or again, go online at glenoaksgolf.com and like them on Facebook too. For over 60 years, Honda Motorcycles of Shelby has been serving this area, and they continue to do so today. Right now, you'll find a good inventory of dirt bikes, plus 150 and up to 450 models of on- and off-road bikes. See the new 2024 Honda Rebel, along with 4x4 ATVs and side-by-sides, including the Pioneer and the Talon, plus Gold Wings and Trikes. And don't forget about their parts and service department. That's Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at HondaMotorcyclesofShelby.com. Tarzan says it's the biggest tree cutting special he's ever seen from J. Douglas Tree Service. Why it's so big, it's driving cheetah bananas. Now, for a limited time from J. Douglas Tree Service, all current customers can take 10% off. But that's not all. New customers get 20% off. Trim it up, cut it down, and they also do stump grinding. And they've just recently added a 75-foot bucket truck. Call 704-689-9459. Again, 704-689-9459 for a free estimate. That's J. Douglas Tree Service.
Your land, your vision. At James River Equipment, we know every property is unique. Whether you're planting a garden, raising livestock, or just enjoying wide open spaces, we've got the perfect John Deere tractor for you. And right now, you can get 0% financing for 72 months on select John Deere compact tractors. Visit JamesRiverEquipment.com to find a location near you. Ends 10/25/24. Subject to approved credit with John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. James River delivers.
Sooner or later, everyone wants to make their home dreams a reality. I'm sure you've seen the television shows and flip through magazines and you know what you want. Or then again, maybe you're not sure. You know that you want something different and something better. Get started today by contacting the building professionals at Key Builders in Lincoln. Visit the website at keybuildersnc.com and check out their many floor plans. There's one there for you and your family. Key Builders, locally owned and operated at 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain. Explore the outdoors with a Can-Am from Power Max Motorsports at Iron Station. From open road to the trails, there's a Can-Am right for you. And now the new 2025 Can-Ams are in stock. And ask about promotional financing on the remaining 2024 Can-Am models. And see the street-legal, road-ready Can-Ams with heating and air conditioning. And be sure to check out the end-of-the-season deals on the remaining Toro mowers. That's Power Max Motorsports, 3636 East Highway 27 in Iron Station. Online at PowerMaxMotorsports.com. Roads and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln has been serving the Piedmont of North and South Carolina since 1919. Sure, they deliver to your home with home heating oils. They'll help keep you warm, but they do a whole lot more. They feature bulk fuel delivery, on-site and commercial fueling, backup generator fueling, and farm and agricultural fueling. For home or business or farms, call on Roads and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln, 704-735-2508. Online at roadsandbill.com, located at 1404 East Main Street in Lincoln. Like them on Facebook too. Start up the savings on your auto insurance with a stop at Turner Hauser Insurance Group in downtown Lincoln, your area insurance agency. Jamie Hauser invites you to stop in and find out how you can save money on all of your insurance needs, from home to auto to commercial to farm to life. Visit them at their office at 228 East Main Street, downtown Lincoln. Just look for the big blue awning. That's Turner Hauser Insurance Group, your area insurance agency. Call 704-732-9577 or visit the website at turnerhauserins.com.
I work my tractors really hard. I give all they've got. I demand as much horsepower as they can possibly give me. I tell you what, I've had these Coyote tractors for probably 10 years now. They've served me well. It's been good.
Your Coyote dealer is Western Sales, Highway 18 North, the 27 West intersection in Vale. For the folks in Cherryville and Shelby, I'm sure you remember when the Western Steer was in your town, and we wish they were still here. But I've got good news. There's a Western Steer just a few minutes up the road in Newton. From Cherryville, hop on Highway 321 Business. And from Shelby, go Highway 18 to 10 to Newton. You get real comfort food, home-cooked style with down-home hospitality. Try their big unbeatable buffet or order from their menu. And they've got a party room for big groups. The Western Steer in Newton. 334 Southwest Boulevard in Newton at the Highway 10 and 321 Business intersection. Open Wednesday through Sunday.
Earlier, next weekend is the weekend that was given by the North Carolina High School Athletics.
It's a fantastic fun fall sale at Abernathy's Chevrolet Buick GMC on East Main Street in Lincoln. Now's the time to buy and save, like up to $8,000 in savings on the new Chevy Silverado and GMC Sierra. See the lineup of Buick SUVs, also the Trax and Trailblazers. And the 2025 Chevrolet Equinox is in stock waiting for you. And don't forget about the Car Bravo pre-owned vehicles. Drive with confidence and save big now during the fantastic fun fall sale at Abernathy's Chevrolet Buick GMC, 1445 East Main Street, Lincoln. Online at abernathychevrolet.com.
Back now for the Stadium postgame show, brought to you by Glen Oaks Golf Club of Maiden. And can you hear me? Can you hear me? No? I can hear me.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
It's you.
I might have just been a little short. Okay, we're good. We're back.
You got?
I'm
Okay,
good.
there we go.
I don't know what that
Technical difficulties. We had a couple tonight. I'm not sure why, but we did. That tends to rear its ugly head at the worst times. So again, Stadium postgame show brought to you by Glen Oaks Golf Club of Maiden. The final score was North Lincoln 39, East Lincoln 28. So East Lincoln finishes their season 7-3 overall, 4-3 in conference. So they will be fourth place. Because if Statesville loses as expected, they will have 2 losses. North Lincoln will have 1, and Hickory will have 0. So last year, this was the conference where everybody had a different conference record. It went from 7-0 to 0-7 in a nice progression. I don't know if that'll happen again this year, but at least for the first 4 teams, they've got it started 7-0, 6-1, 5-2, 4-3. So let's do a recap of the game brought to you by Parker Farm Service at Kings Mountain. And after a halftime score of 18-7, things got lit up in the second half. The adjustments were made by the offensive teams, and much to the chagrin of the defensive teams, because there was a lot of scoring in the second half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touchdowns. Let's see, 3 for each team? Yeah, 3 for each team. Yep. So it was even. Started 11 points at the half, and it was 11 points
yeah.
at the game. So the East Lincoln band is marching out. Are they going to do a performance? No, wait, they did it at halftime. I'm not sure where they're going, because it is really dark if they're going out this gate over here.
Yeah, who knows?
Well, no, the band parents have gone in front of them, and they keep going. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on the band. Let's make sure they're not marched into an alley somewhere by members of the Delta House.
It's tough to get out of those alleyways when there's no way out.
It's tough, you know. All of a sudden, they go, trombones start crashing into the brick wall at the end. It's not good for those instruments.
Tough to get out of
They
there.
are going out the far gate. I'm not sure where they're going, but okay. But it looks really dark going across the practice field there, but okay.
Well, maybe those dresses will light their way.
Oh, those things should glow in the dark, come to think of it. All right, so the recap of the game.
Hey, football.
Football. Oh, yes. Okay, so after North Lincoln scored on all 3 possessions in the first half, they scored on a 41-yard field goal by Jake Dillingham, a 4-yard touchdown run by Shannon Wingate, and a 4-yard touchdown run by Eli Sipe. One of his only 2 carries of the night, but it's all he needed. And he scored a touchdown. Some shenanigans with conversions and other things, so that ended up being 18. And then right before that score, there was a nice long drive by East Lincoln. They actually went 80 yards. Pass from Lawless to Beam, 34-yard touchdown pass. And so the score at halftime was 18-7. And then the second half, after a punt by North Lincoln on the first possession, East Lincoln took the ball, and from their 28-yard line, they drove down the field, scored on a 15-yard touchdown pass from Lawless to Jackson Dollar. The sophomore has turned into quite the tight end, especially the pass-catching variety.
Yeah, like you say, he can line up as a tight end or a receiver. He can pretty much do it all. Good size.
He's got some good hands. LJ Forney pulled in some passes that didn't look like they were going to be complete. Jackson Beam, we know, has good hands. So quite the crew that Lawless has to throw to. So that made it 18-14. But then North Lincoln drove right down the field, got a 3-yard touchdown run by Wingate again. East comes right back, touchdown 20 yards from Lawless to Beam, made it 25-21. And then North Lincoln with a quick strike, the only 2 used a minute. They went 54 yards, capped off by Landon Agee with a 44-yard touchdown run around the right side. Nice run. He slipped out of a couple tackles. The next thing you know, he's got a freewheeling down the sideline. There's nobody home after that.
Yeah, it looked like he might have went out there at one point, but no, like I say, tiptoed down the side, dove into the end zone, and it was a great finish.
Then came about the only turnover. It was the only turnover of the game. There was a pass completed to Jalen Fletcher McLean. It looked like his progress was stopped at midfield, but the ball was ripped out. They called it a fumble. North Lincoln recovered. They went down and scored another short run by Shannon Wingate. And the extra point made it 39-21. East tacked on a touchdown with about 2 minutes left. Again, it was Lawless to Jackson Dollar, 25-yard touchdown pass. And the extra point made it 39-28, and that was the final score. North got the ball back, and we were able to run out the clock. So that is the recap of the game, brought to you by Parker Farm Service of Kings Mountain. And now it's time for Scott and some awards.
All right. Well, like I say, it was a unique game to say the least, but I tried to keep tabs on any of those subs that had to come in and was able to pick one out for East Lincoln. Number 22, Caden Hutchison, kind of played a slot corner, kind of moved around a little bit. He just kind of subbed in, I think, when there was players kind of playing both ways. We knew that Chris Daly had played both ways. Sometimes Lawless, Jackson Beam, they all kind of play. And he just kind of subbed in and was kind of all over the field. And he ended up with 5 tackles as a junior. So, I mean, he did a great job just kind of filling and giving guys breather. So the sub of the game, brought to you by Subway of Boger City, goes to East Lincoln's Caden Hutchinson.
And next up will be the offensive player of the game, brought to you by Rhodes and Beal Oil Company of Lincolnton.
Yeah, just a great job again by Grant Lawless for East Lincoln. 19 of 28, 306 yards, 4 touchdowns. I don't know how many yards rushing he had. I know he ran kind of hard on that first one. I didn't think he got much.
He only ended up with 6 for 20.
Yeah, well, he was kind of scrambling around
he was running
for about 50 to or whatever, just to kind of avoid it and get some passes out. But he did, again, fantastic job in a losing effort, but ended up with 4 touchdowns, 2 to Dollar and 2 to Jackson Beam. Did a great job running the offense for East Lincoln. So 17, Grant Lawless for East Lincoln is the offensive player of the game, brought to you by Rhodes and Beal.
Yeah, 306
Oil Company
yards
of
passing.
Lincolnton.
Good
yeah.
Lord.
It's tough to say. If you would say he had 306 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, I mean, that's in a losing effort.
Yeah. They actually outgained North Lincoln. We'll hit the totals here in a second, but I believe they've outgained them. So, yeah, they did.
Well, of course, they had, with the kicking of Dillingham, they had the long fields every time.
They had to go every time. I mean, the best field position they had all night long. Let's see, 20, 20, 20, 20, 28, 16, 20, 20. Their average starting field position was the 20-yard line.
Yeah, like you
Because
say.
the 28 and the 16 pretty much cancel each other out, and that was it.
I mean, it was just, what a weapon. I mean, like you say, if they do some damage in the playoffs, I mean, I think he's going to be a big part of that. But anyway.
That's money well spent by Coach Basil sending him to camp a summer ago.
Absolutely.
Well spent.
But let's get to the winning side here. So defensive player of the game brought to us by Western Steers Steakhouse of Newton. Like I said, it was great, very spread out sort of a defensive coverage as teams were throwing it left to right, running left and right. It was kind of, guys all over the field were making plays. But Aaron Doden for North Lincoln was in the backfield a lot, along with, with Rinkus. I mean, they were kind of disrupting the Lawless here and there, as we mentioned. Lawless, yeah, I don't know, but 20 yards, total official yards rushing, but was all over the field, scrambling for his life at times. But Aaron Doden for North Lincoln ended up with 6 tackles and 1 sack. Again, I think they only ended up with 2 sacks because Lawless did a good job avoiding most of the pressure.
Yeah, they had 3 tackles for loss total. 2 on Lawless and 1 on Daly.
Right. Yeah, so that's the 2 sacks. So Aaron Doden, again, had 6 tackles, had 1 of those sacks, but, we called him back there with pressure or breaking up, even little passes quick out to some of their receivers. But Aaron Doden for North Lincoln is our defensive player of the game, brought to you by Western Steers Steakhouse of Newton.
And that brings us to our overall player of the game, brought to you by Abernathy Chevrolet of Lincolnton.
Again, we had our pick between Lawless and this other player, but, just second half.
Yeah, and he really set the tone.
I think he said he had, 10 carries, so 18 carries in the second half. Does that sound about right?
That's about right.
Yeah, so Shannon Wingate was just a
for
workhorse.
104 yards.
Yeah, 28 overall carries for 143 yards and 3 touchdowns. So
he just battered the interior of the East Lincoln line. Just battered them and battered them and battered them.
Yeah, the first half looked like he was maybe they were just trying to find that little weak spot, and then they found it that second half. And I think they ran left about eight times in a row, and then East Lincoln started moving Abernathy over to that other side, and then, of course, they were going a little to the right. But, Shannon Wingate did a great job, just absolutely battering, getting out, making plays, and a little bit of kudos, again, to the offensive line as well because, like I said, I think I had Brady Hager for 4 tackles.
And that's way below what you expect out of Brady.
At least that's half of maybe what he usually gets a game. And that's just, again, I think they were getting the center off the line and getting up to Brady and just keeping him out of the play. But Shannon Wingate, again, great job. Good job again by Sipe and the boys. But overall player of the game, number 3, Shannon Wingate for North Lincoln. Again, 28 carries, 143 yards, 3 touchdowns. Brought to you by Abernathy Chevrolet of Lincolnton.
And an honorable mention here to Landon Agee, 12 carries, 118 yards, and he had a touchdown that romped down the sideline there. And that really, I think that was the one that made it. That made it 32-21, and then they got the fumble, and then they went down, scored again, and made it 39-21. From that point, the game was over because there was only less than 4 minutes to go at that point.
Yeah, I mean, we could probably even put Dillingham in the overall or second. That's just a weapon.
Maybe a defensive player.
Yeah,
because he kept them bottled up for the most part. Yeah, looking at the team totals for East Lincoln, 14 carries for 97 yards, and then the 19 of 28 for 306 passing. So a total offense of 403 yards. But they were held to 28 points. Bend but don't break. I mean, they made them work down the field to get it when they did, and they got the one important turnover.
Right.
And then for North Lincoln, 2 of 4 passing for 38 yards, 52 carries for 327 yards on the ground. So a total for them of 300 65 yards. So they were outgained by 40 yards, but that doesn't matter. They were outdone by 11 on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
So
and that's just field position.
it was, and that's exactly what it was. And that fumble there, they go down and score. Again, it's 4 points. They got to go down and make it 11, and that's what they were doing the whole half. A 4, then 11, 4, then 11. Then the fumble made it 18, then 11, and that was the final score,
Yeah.
39-28.
Can't keep trading touchdowns and expect to get back in the ball game.
No. Yeah, they stopped North Lincoln on one possession. That was it, the beginning of the second half. And that was the only one they stopped them on. So that'll do it here from East Lincoln, and it will do it for the regular season. Don't forget, all the Lincoln County teams have completed their season now. Lincolnton defeated West Lincoln. 42-21 was what we understood the final was. So Lincoln is the outright champions of the Catawba Valley 2A.